What's going on, everyone, and welcome to another edition of the Yards After the Catch podcast. I'm your host, Alex Young. Joining me is Alex Julia. Alex, how you doing?
What's going on, people? How we doing? Party of two.
Party of two right now. We should hopefully be joined by Bars in a little bit. CJ, he's going to hopefully be on his way here shortly, and then hopefully a little bit after that, we will have Desmond on for the second half of the show. But right now, it's the two Alexes, and it's good that we have both of us because we have a lot to get to with our two teams, especially the Raiders and the Giants. First, we'll go over to Alex Ranelio's team, the Raiders, who probably had one of the most disgusting performances on national television that we've had in quite some time. I mean, for both teams. I mean, Denver looked god awful too, and they're one of the weird, like, best, worst. We can go on about Denver too, and we were talking about a group chat. We could dive a little bit. But on Thursday, Denver pulls out a sloppy 10-7 win. The Raiders had chances to win that game. I give props to Geno Smith a little bit towards the end, battling injury, trying to will his team to win, but they just couldn't get anything going. So they fall, and the Raiders are just spiraling and spiraling. So I'm not going to rant about the Raiders because I'm not a Raiders fan, but I'm going to give Alex the time. So, Alex, the floor is yours. Rant about your Las Vegas Raiders.
Nico's going to be busy this week, I'll tell you. Where do I begin? Well, can't polish a turd. This is a sinking ship. Good night, Irene. The Pete Carroll experiment in Vegas / Oakland has finally concluded. This team is a dumpster fire. You gave me a little hope at the beginning of the year, NFL, with the parity of having me being at the game in New England. They pull off a tough, gritty win. Things are looking good. Clearly, the Patriots weren't who they are now. So it was a lot of fool's gold, but this team is just an unmitigated disaster. And it feels like, similarly but different to the Giants, that it's just a spiral of 2 years cleaning house, 2 years cleaning house, 2 years cleaning house. We knew going into the year that Geno was going to be a bridge quarterback. That was not in dispute. And it felt like shifting over this regime from Seattle, you can make the argument from a GM's perspective like that is a good decision in the interim, but it's a fairly short-lived experiment. Pete Carroll's 73 years old. He's not getting any younger. Clearly showed his age. This offense is atrocious. Chip Kelly needs to go back to college. I feel bad for Ken Norton Jr. because I feel like this defense is the best he's had in a long time. I mean, you keep Denver to 10 points. I don't care about the Bo Nix, situation. He's going to be off and on as young quarterbacks do. But when it's so demoralizing and debilitating when offense has never been your problem, and now it's your problem, and your defense is amazing, and you can't even hold up for 3 points. I mean, they missed a field goal in this game. That would have tied it. That puts you in overtime. So some of it goes on Carlson as well. He's been an all-pro, 4 of the last 5 years, to my understanding. Same thing with A.J. Cole, the holder, and he had a blunder in this game as well. I just hate, and I don't want to see the offensive talent, the juice on this team to go to waste, and I think that's why they need to act quick. There's a window of opportunity here, and you're seeing it before your very eyes. Chargers are getting better. Broncos are getting better. KC is still up in the air.
Yep.
As if the playoff projections today, they're not even in it. So there is a changing of the guard, and with that being said, you need to make competitive changes to continue to stay the course with the AFC West. We knew they were not quite even vying for a wild card this year, but it doesn't give you the excuse to not make changes to improve this team. And it's a shame because they have one of the most loyal fan bases. I always say on other shows and here on this show, every road game is a home game, and every home game is a road game. And why? Because they're born and bred in Oakland. Vegas is full of transient people. And the road, they have the most loyal fan base that travels around the country, around the world. They're the most popular team in Mexico. They're one of the most popular teams in the Northeast as well, shockingly, because they've had success in championships spanning multiple generations. So it's just hard to watch this team be competitive on a defensive standpoint, have the offensive weapons to compete, and you're just left on death's doorstep with a subpar quarterback who looks like the Jets' Geno Smith. And that's really the hardest part. I don't know where to go from here. I think you can continue to keep drafting, but it feels like you're building a house on quicksand. And that's really the hardest part. We see these with bad teams. They load up on weapons. They don't have a solid structure. For years, if you look at the success of that 12 and 14 in 2016 with Carr being an MVP candidate, that team was bread and butter. You had McFadden, you had a solid offensive line that was top five in the league, and you had Khalil Mack, and you had a few other guys on that front four closing out games for you. And you had a solid bend not break secondary with your free safeties and your back end. You don't have that this go around. It feels like Crosby's on an island. Um, you lost Cleveland Farrell, who wasn't a productive guy, but he was someone you could count on week to week, and you don't have anybody else. With Wilkins being out of the lineup, so it's really hard to rely on his skill and having that defense playing 35, 40 minutes and not be gassed. And they did everything they could in this game, and it's just it's tough to watch.
Yeah, I mean, perfect way to put it. I can't really add more. I mean, it does suck because when we were talking the offseason, we were like, okay, like you have Pete Carroll, established guy, culture guy. He worked with Gino. Uh, this should work. You have offensive talent. You get Genty. You have Brock Bowers. You have all these pieces. Uh, and everything just falls flat. And Gino does not look like the same quarterback. And I have
No.
no idea whether it might be Chip Kelly again. You like you mentioned, like he just doesn't work in that scheme compared to what was happening in Seattle, where he had success. Like it's very bizarre to see this team because we expected better. I know their defense at times was a little question mark, but in this game on Thursday, the defense played well. You hold Denver to 10 points. I mean, we know Denver, I've seen it, can put up a bunch of points in quickly. I
Yeah.
just saw my team have a meltdown against them. But yeah, I mean, it's perfect. It's perfectly said. You really don't know where you're going to go from here because, especially now, you'll most likely move out Gino. Pete's not getting any younger. And you look at this draft this year, there's not like a true quarterback stud that you can think can turn this team around right away.
Yep.
And I don't know if you look at the free, and it's again, you're going into this weird loop. It's the same thing with me with the Giants, right? At least now I feel like the Giants have their franchise quarterback, but you're going into this weird repetition loop of you don't know what's happening next. And it's unfortunate because this fan base, like you said, is great. They should be a lot better on paper. And here your team is again being at the bottom of the barrel with again a not strong quarterback class draft. We'll see. Right now they're projected to be the sixth pick in the draft. At that point, or most of the quarterbacks that are highly on the board, maybe you get lucky, maybe someone falls, they take shit. Who knows? But yeah, completely agree with what you say. It's tough to watch the team like the Raiders because there's so much potential there. There is a lot to be had there, and everything's falling flat. And
And
again,
the two,
you can put on people. But what are you gonna say, Alex?
well, just to add to that too, I just think that there's just crippling. I don't think they ever recovered from that Jacksonville loss,
No,
and
I don't
and
believe that either.
and I definitely don't think that they had a lot. I think they took 10 steps back, losing to the Bears too. And I think
Yeah.
those home games you should have won them easily, if not covered. You could be 4-5, you're 2-7, and instead of being respectable, you're a laughing stock, and it's just hard.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it is. I mean, and I'm going to talk about my team now too in a second because on a season where you feel like you could have a couple wins here and there, you're at the same spot where they're struggling again. You're at 2-7. When you know, okay, if we did this differently, if we did that differently, you have three or four more five, like you have three or four, five wins at this point in the season. You look like you might be in contention, and now you're 2-7, and you're like, well, it's not even Thanksgiving, and my season's over. So
Looking forward to December 28th.
oh yeah, exactly. Oh yeah. So with that, we're going from one dysfunctional team to another, and I'll go on mine with the New York Football Giants, and I won't go too deep into that Bears game, because I might break my laptop while doing that. Uh, Giants were up 10 in that game. Another 10-point lead, looking solid. Jackson Dart looking solid. Brian Daboll decides to call a quarterback run and get Jackson Dart knocked out of the game. He was in concussion. After that, everything fell to shit in typical Giants fashion. They blow a 10-point lead and they lose 24-20 on the road against Chicago Bears. And shortly after that, the news comes out, or the next afternoon, because of course, as Giants fans, we're like it should be gone by the morning. We had to wait till about, I want to say, 1 o'clock in the afternoon Eastern, and the news comes out that Brian Daboll was relieved as the head coach of the football Giants. And I didn't really know what to say. I don't like to see, and I want to preface this. I don't like to see people get fired or lose their jobs. It's the business of the sport that we love, which is football. Um, But I think the Bears game was the nail in the coffin for Brian Daboll. They had a chance to go up 2 touchdowns late in that game. They got a penalty on a field goal. Dable plays it safe, goes up 10. They blow another 10-point lead. At that point, I was like, this is it for him because I had a weird feeling, especially with Dart being out of the game, not being there, that the Giants are going to blow this. And instead of being aggressive like he was in the past, for some
Mhm.
reason he plays it safe here again
Yep.
this season, and it cost them. So um, instead of pinning, if they didn't get it, you pin the Bears on the half-yard line, and if they go 99 yards to tie it, hats off to the Chicago Bears. Instead, you played it safe, and the Bears did exactly what they need to do: get down the field, kick the field goal, get the stop, get the touchdown late. Oh yeah, they get a touchdown. It was just they need to do exactly what they need to do the way that game they did that. Um, and again, now Dable is out. And it's tough to see because I feel like we're in this repeating cycle, like Alex is with his Raiders, where after a few years we fire a coach, and now we're looking again. And the future is bright, and this job should be enticing, but it's like, who are they going to go after? Is Shane going to be here? And I think that's a conversation to talk about. It
Yep.
looks like Shane's going to be leading the search, but I think right now, just looking at things, especially me as directly a Giants fan, now the pressure's all on him. Because with Dable being gone, and if Kafka's the interim coach, you see it as okay. We're making a change at coach. Let's see if this was a coaching issue. Okay, and if the Giants are competitive and they hold these leads and they grab a few wins here or there, they're competitive with Kafka. Okay, maybe just Dable wasn't the guy, and you keep Shane. But if they continue to struggle, regardless of everything, now the pressure's on Shane because it's a lack of talent. Then, right, for these next few weeks, this next stretch of the season. So it's going to be interesting to see these next 7 or 8 games of the year what it looks like for the Giants because I feel like now all the pressure is on Shane. That okay, you fired the coach, he is
Hmm.
gone.
Yep.
He had 4 years. Now you're on your fourth year too. And okay, you could point it as a coaching issue, but now if we're still struggling, okay, now it's all on you. So it's unfortunate, like I said, that Brian Dable got relieved. I think he is one of those guys that falls into great coordinator, not a great coach, head coach, I should say. And I think he's going to get a job elsewhere. Maybe, but who knows? Goes back to Buffalo, whatever the case would be. I think he's going to get an offensive coordinator job, especially what he did with Jackson Dart these last few weeks. But it just didn't work out with the Giants. And again, I think this game was the nail in the coffin because he got risky with Dart for no reason, got
Hmm.
reckless with Dart for no reason in this game. And that was now, I think, Dart's like fourth time in the concussion protocol since he's been the starter of the Giants, which is ridiculous.
Crazy.
And the fact that you're doing design quarterback runs with him, knowing he's aggressive and reckless, is just a fault to you. And I know he was trying to save his job, but you can just tell in the silent of the Bears game. Once everything fell apart, he knew he was gone. There was reports that he was allegedly fired after the Denver game and the cooler had prevailed. Um, but it again, it just sucks because as a Giants fan, this is 10 years now. And it was so promising the first year with Daboll, and you thought everything was turning. And the combination of Daboll and Shane has made some questionable decisions. And now we're back to sucking still and continuing to be irrelevant in football. Again, I think this job is enticing and it's going to be exciting to see what candidates come out. It's going to be interesting what happens with Joe Shane. But see you later, Dable. Thank you for your 4 years. There were some good moments, but a lot of bad. And I think enough was enough out of this Bears, especially me. As a Giants fan, I said enough was enough, especially when Dart got hurt. And again, you can't predict players getting hurt. But the fact that you're doing designed quarterback runs at this stage with him instead of just letting him read the pocket and move things out and then use his legs, it was just too much for me. I was just, you're going to lose your job because you're being reckless with your really positive assets. So he got fired. Again, it sucks that my Giants are not in a way to succeed. I think Alex and I are in the same similar mindset. There's definitely 3 or 4 games this year, maybe more, where the Giants or the Raiders should have walked away with wins. They continued to collapse. And again, I also think Shane Bowen needs to go. I just didn't think they were going to do so many drastic changes at once here. I think Bowen's gone at the end of the year regardless. But this team has been disappointing, plain and simple.
Yeah.
And Mara he's been patient. He kind of told everyone last offseason that this is a make or break year for them, and we are yet again. in the same spot where this team has enough talent to be way better than they are, and consequences happen, and because of that, Brian Daboll got fired. And like I said, we'll see what happens going forward, and we'll be reporting on it here in the podcast, and I'll be passionate
Yep.
about it going forward. But it is brutal that we've just been in this cycle of not having consistency since Tom Coughlin left, and I'm tired of it. And I am hoping that the next coach they hired nails it because his team has enough talent to be really solid, especially in the NFC going forward.
And but real quick, 2 cents. I think that
Mm,
was beautiful. Couldn't add much more to it. One heartfelt fan to another that's been through a lot of struggle. Just reflecting on it, 20-4-1 in 3 years of time there, split the difference in the playoff in his 2 playoff appearances. What really glares to me the most, and you talk about that transition from OC to head coach, 22nd, just in 2024 alone,
yeah.
22nd rank or worse in
Mm,
every statistical offensive category
exactly.
in
Yep.
football. That's
Yeah.
it's just unacceptable.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's when, yeah, your roster may not be working out for you by year 3, but you should have your guys at that point anyway. This is not a college thing, but I'm saying like 2024 is the last most recent body of work, and you still didn't have your shit together, so to speak. I think they gave him maybe 6 games because of Dart and because of Abdul Carter and because of the excitement on both sides of this ball with Scatabo as well. And they saw enough. And to your point, there's no reason to let this linger any longer. You got a lot of exciting things in the locker room. It's going to be a highly coveted job, not like it was in years past.
Yeah.
I think this is certainly a new day, and it's not something to be too regretful or upset about. It just ran its course.
Yeah, and the first decision that we see from the Mike Kafka is Jameis Winston starting, which we've asked for if Dart was hurt to have Winston instead of Russell Wilson. Kafka's decision was that. So I mean, I know all eyes aren't going to be on him as well. I know he was in the finals of some head coaching candidacies last season. I know he's a sought after guy. We'll see what he does. Me personally, I don't think he's going to get the Giants job going forward, but he could shock us. He could shock us. Things happen in football. Maybe he's our guy. But his first major decision was Jameis Winston, which is what the fans have asked for. And anyone with an eye would be like, let's just see what this guy has, please, please, because Russell's done. And
Famous
we get
James.
that. Because I don't know why Daboll, and we'll see what happens in these next few weeks, why Daboll refused to let Winston be there, who's been the spark on the sideline, if you will. He's been motivating. He's been a
100%.
great mentor for Jackson Dart. He's been a great guy. He's always cheering, firing everyone up. I don't know why it took until Daboll got fired to get Winston, but here we are, and we'll see. That Packers team is going to be tough,
And that's
but we'll see.
and that's a great point too, because like he's a locker room guy. He
Yeah,
didn't win a lot of games in Cleveland in a short time, but he picked up the morale real freaking
yep,
quick for a losing team. And sometimes you just need to have like let it loose and have some fun, even amidst some tragic news like that, losing your leader. So, I think that's exactly what this team needs, honestly. And
yeah,
you know what? I mean, crazier things have happened. Green Bay lost to Philly. They're still kind of in a weird spot where we don't
yeah,
know who the hell they are.
yeah. That's
So
true.
the crazier things have happened.
Yeah, and we'll see. It's a home game. Fans are going to be into it. New era, I think. I mean, everyone was excited from what I heard from the Chargers game. When obviously Dart started and all that, and the last few weeks at home games, speech when my dad's went, he said the vibes were definitely different there. Where I went the Chiefs game and the place was dead. So there is some liveliness still. I know Dart's out, but at least you're getting still some of that energy from Jameis Winston being there, and I think fans are going to come out. Green Bay fans travel well. There's a lot in New Jersey, so I wouldn't be
Mhm.
surprised. I mean, it's probably going to be that weird 50-50, 60-30
Oh
split where
yeah,
Packers fans take over MetLife because
yeah, yeah.
what else is new? But at least it's going to be interesting to see Jameis there, and it's a start of something new. But again, it's unfortunate being a Giants fan. You lose your head coach, teams spiraling in the same spot all 4 years. But again, enough was enough. I think we all saw enough these last few weeks. I thought maybe if they escaped the Bears game with a win, he might have been around. But the fact that there was a
Yeah.
lot of telling stuff in that game was kind of, I think, a lot of us, especially the fans, were like, he's cooked. Um, we don't know about Shane. Again, we'll see what happens the next 2 weeks. A lot of people were saying it could be the Jaguar situation, right? Giants are trying to find the next future head coach. And a lot of candidates say I don't want to work under Joe Shane. So Shane, the Jaguars fired their GM at that time to get, they
Mhm.
did what they did. So we'll see. It's going to be interesting. But New time for the New York Giants, and we're not going to have the same head coach in the sidelines after a few seasons on the sidelines for the Giants. So with that, we're still waiting for Bars. We're still waiting for Desmond. Looks like Bars forgot something, so we'll see whenever he shows up, and we'll see when Desmond shows up. But we'll talk some other talking points here. We've got our two rants in under 15 minutes. I think we should both be
That's
proud of
pretty good
ourselves.
time. That's got to
I
be a
think we
record for
both, yeah, I
something.
think both of us. I feel like me and you could probably go for about 2 hours alone on both our teams, but we did it in under 15.
Get his book of world records.
It is Book of World
Throw us
Records.
some
Yeah.
sponsor ad money. Let's go.
There we go. There we go, everyone. We got two rants in another 15 minutes with the two of us. So with that, we had some exciting games this week. A lot of fun stuff on our Sunday and on Monday as well. But we'll start off with the game that was international in Berlin, and my God, did the fans of Berlin get an absolute classic. The Colts and the Falcons looked like the Falcons are going to walk away with the win, and then Jonathan Taylor went beast mode and just dominated. And Colts walk away in overtime, 31-25. Colts. Who would have thought? 8-2. Colts. 8-2 on the season. Falcons fall to 3-6. And just to put the ridiculous numbers for Jonathan Taylor in this game, 32 carries, 244 yards,
Woo!
3 touchdowns, long of 83, and that
Yep.
touchdown was absolutely bonkers that he had, where it looked like he only gained like 3 yards and it bounced to the outside. That was wild. Wild game. So Alex, I'll go to you. What was your thoughts between that game? Because that was a lot of fun to watch. So wake up to and watch.
Man, fireworks at 9 a.m. Can't put it into words. I hear the MVP chants drumming. I can hear them all the way across the seas right now. This man is special. He's been kind of out of the purview with the injury history the last year or so, but he reminded us that he's that dude. He's got the build and the mechanics of Derrick Henry when he was tearing through the league in
Mm,
Tennessee. It feels like he's kind of on the same run. In terms of the consistency that he's putting together, but he's putting this team on his back, and he's making it very easy for Daniel Jones to be comfortable.
yeah.
He doesn't have to be perfect, doesn't have to be Superman, and I think that was the sell when Shane Steichen traded for him, not knowing the history, not knowing the potential future with Richardson. But I mean, he played a pedestrian game, 19 of 26, 250, a tutty and a pick. But Taylor put it on his back. They completely, completely out controlled them, outpaced the game. They dominated time of possession. Um, they, despite all the wreckage that Atlanta threw at them with that high
Yeah.
hard defense.
Early. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, 7 sacks allowed. Obviously that has to be addressed,
Yeah.
but they got it together and they put up 519 total yards of offense. When you lead with JT like that, everything falls into place. They have such amazing weapons. I think that they're still, and we'll talk about this later in the show with playoff predictions as they sit in Week 10. I still think that they're the young team ahead of schedule, but you can't. It's undeniable that they're the number one pick. I mean, they're the number one team in the AFC right now.
Yeah. I agree. I mean, you look at the box score early out of that game, Colts, it was Falcons would go 13 points by the Colts. Then the Colts got stagnant for 2 quarters. They didn't put up any points. Falcons scored a touchdown in the second, put up 3 in the third. Then it's 8-12, and then OT. Obviously, the Colts end up winning. But early on, I was like, okay, Colts started hot, but then he fell flat, and then the Falcons were taking advantage of chipping away, and they took that lead late. And I was like, okay, Falcons probably going to walk out of Berlin with a win. But then the Colts just got to be the Colts, making the big plays, have the big plays, and then they chip that game. So I mean, they've just been impressive. I mean, every single time you think they're knocked down, they're not out. I mean, it looked staggering a little bit, right, early with the Falcons defense, where we're like, oh, here we. I was messing you guys. I was like, Giants Daniel Jones is all the way back. Like he was just looking shell shocked on what was going on. Um, but they hung on. They battled through, and Jonathan Taylor, and the Falcons are now in this weird spot again because I think they're a better team than 3-6. Like in my opinion, they're a better team than
Oh,
three
by
and six.
far. By far.
That division, I mean, is usually wide open, right? Other
Yeah.
than the Bucks, but the Bucks have been great, obviously. But usually, you can fight for it. Now you're in this weird spot. Like, are you out? Are you in? Like, I have no idea. This team is so inconsistent. Where we see them be really good one week, and then this week where you're like, oh, they're good, and then they blow a chance, a really good win, like they blew an opportunity, and this team's constantly do that. So I don't know, but again, the good teams find ways to win. You hear that, you hear it all the time. The good
Yeah.
ones find a way to win, the bad teams find a way to lose. Indianapolis, good team, finds a way. And again, I think you look at them now. If Taylor stays healthy, this defense looked pretty damn good. With Sauce, Sauce almost made a couple interceptions, which was kind of interesting on a short week, flying across country and joining a new team. But supposedly he's been sticking around and really motivated.
Yeah.
Almost made a couple big plays. But again, you see this team now, and okay, like they might be the fair favorites in the AFC because again, Taylor has just been absolute dominant. Jones is not being asked to do too much. Again, we talked about his game, 1926, 255, a touchdown pick, like 9.8 average per play. Like, I don't know. Like, just not a crazy, crazy game. Again, the 7 sacks as well. But they're a team to look out for. They've been an exciting team. I think again they're ahead of schedule, and I think now it's kind of interesting to see is Jones the future here, and what did he do with Andrew Richardson go forward? Like, are they going to
We're
give Daniel Jones an extension because of the success this year, or is it this weird thing where they kind of, you know, Vikings-ish it and just let Jones kind of walk, and then they try to bring in their guy? Who knows? We'll see. Right now, Jones is here to stay. I give him props. He's just doing the things that the team needs to win, and then Jonathan Taylor's just been absolutely dominant. And again, I think after a slow week last week, where he got knocked off the MVP charts, he bounced back in a big way. So props to the Colts, 8-2, and looking like one of the top teams in the AFC.
it'll
Again,
tell us and it'll tell us a lot what they're made of the next 4 weeks. You're going to KC,
yep,
um, and you got Texans at home, tough divisional game with a stout defense.
yep,
If Atlanta wrecked them, then Houston's getting home. They're going to Jacksonville again, warm weather. They should be okay, but Seattle, man, going up to Seattle is going to be tough as well. So I
yeah,
got December 14th circled on my calendar as well. And then the remaining 3 weeks are no cupcakes either. So this team's got a lot to play for. Eyes on the prize. I don't buy the weather conditions argument too much because especially if you're predicted, if you run the gamut here and you make out pretty well, if you're hosting a home game, you're not going to a lot of outdoor games in the playoffs. Not these days with the way the stadiums are built. So I think that they should be fine, but it's going to tell us a lot about what they're made of the next few weeks.
yeah. And I think a lot of people are especially looking at, like you said, these next 4 games to see really if these Colts are a contender, right? Because their schedule early on, a lot of people say easier matchups, whatever. Falcons gave him a little run for the money here. It's only going to get a little harder. So it's really going to see. I agree. I think it's going to be interesting to see over these next few weeks. Are we talking about the Colts still in this way, or are we going to be like, yeah, we got these scheduled early and it showed, and
Was
whatever the kids
Pittsburgh
will
a
take.
heat check? Who knows?
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. So we'll see next week. Again, it's the same thing with me. Looking, at some of these other teams that are having good years. Denver. Like if you look at Denver, are they like I said in our group chat? Like I think they're the Chiefs of last year. Like they win all these close games. You have no idea. We have no idea what they're going to be until they make the postseason.
No
Like
idea.
no idea. This team is either going to go on a run and make the Super Bowl because their defense is great and their offense finally clicks, or like they're out in the first round. Like like so, the Colts and the Broncos to me are the two teams where it's going to be interesting to see down the stretch like what these teams really are. So with that, we'll keep on moving along here. Just the two Alexes has been a blast so far. We're 25 minutes in, having fun, talking. We had our rants. We're talking, some fun, exciting games. And next one we're going to talk about here, New England versus Tampa Bay. We had this marked on our calendars and our pickups last week. We had this marked all season long, especially the first week into the season when we started seeing the Patriots emerge as this team. Patriots win 28-23, and I think we're cementing that the Patriots are a good team. I think this was the
Oh
win
yeah.
where all of us are now like, yeah, the Patriots are back, and it was short lived, guys. We only had what three years where the Patriots sucked, and they look all the way back. They went 28-23. They're 8-2. Bucks fall to 6-3. I don't think you've got to be too worried about the Bucks. They're a good team. They just got beat by the better team this week.
Right.
Drake May continuing his conversation for MVP. I mean, not as efficient as we've seen him this year, but again, 270, 2 touchdowns, a pick, only took a sack. With the emergence of Travion Henderson, we were all talking about him earlier this year. What the hell? Why was he riding the pine? He finally gets his opportunities last few weeks. Really shined out in this one. 14 carries, 147 yards, 2 touchdowns, average of 10 and a half. He had a long one of 69 yards. And there was a funny clip where he's looking at the side. I think it's on this one. He was like looking at the sideline,
Yeah,
asking,
yeah, I remember that.
trying.
Yep.
I think he was like trying to tell the team, should he like stop on the one to kill time? And then they said like no, just like go. And he was just like, okay, and he just like ran in. So good for Trevion Henderson. Good for the Patriots. To get his Mac Hollins 6 receptions, 106 yards. He had a nice game. Diggs had a couple big catches down the stretch. So the Patriots are back, Alex. That's all I can say. I mean, the Bucks again, tough team. Baker Mayfield did all that he could. Threw a bunch of passes because they were trying to come back late. Just couldn't get the job done. I'm a little nervous about the Bucks rushing going forward, especially without Bucky Irving. I think they really need Bucky Irving back. It's kind of fallen flat these last few weeks. Emeka Buka continues to be great. But yeah, Patriots look really damn good. It was a fun game to watch. I think it was everything that we anticipated in this one. And yeah, I think a lot of people are thinking the Patriots can walk away with the division here, especially with Buffalo choking that game against Miami this week. We won't go too much into detail, but Jesus Christ, that was awful. So Alex, what was your thoughts on the Patriots win?
Might have been the reason why Mark was ducking us a tad bit.
Yeah, a little bit, just a little bit, just a little bit, Mark. Sorry, Mark, but just a little bit. It's okay. You can come out. You can come out of the shadows of this
Yeah.
episode.
Sorry, Mark. That's me every week.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, shout out to Tampa and Baker. I mean, he played an exceptional game as well. He played almost perfect from a QBR basis. 3 touchdowns, no picks. I think he was 28 of 43 or so.
Yeah.
I mean, they'll be fine. They're fighting. They're only playing against themselves. It's the NFC South. We know.
Yeah.
In terms of New England, they've arrived. It's the era of Drake May. He's here. He is that dude. He's in the MVP category, even just for one season, but I think he's here to stay. I think this really has to do more with the coaching tandem with Vrabel and McDaniels. And I
agree.
hate saying that. I
hate it too, but yeah.
I hate McDaniels more than I hate life itself. But I got to give them props. It's a tough playoff road victory. That's really what it was. And your offense is cooking when you basically have no negligible difference between your offense on pass and rushing. They were, only 100 yards separated from their rush and pass, which is such a nice balance. You keep your defense on their toes. The fact that they had 7.5 yards of play is phenomenal to sustain for a game. I mean, this offense was humming. And 2 of 3 on fourth down. It shows the poise in the pocket. Drake May. He's handling these pressure situations and converting. I really have nothing to worry about this team. And it's really amazing that we're here in week 11 and we're talking about them in the same sentence as Buffalo.
Yep.
But you fast forward 3 weeks to the next time that they have to meet, and I see them as three straight wins. You're playing home against the Jets, a pretty much a farewell team on Thursday night. You better win.
You better win.
12.5 spread. We'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
You're going to Cincy. That's house money,
Yep.
and you're home for the Giants. So with a new interim coach, so it should be easy pickings. Now you fast forward to the Buffalo game. Yes, that's going to determine a lot. And that's really something that everybody's got to see because, as we know, New England went up to Buffalo and beat them on their home turf. And that was.
But that was when they were not even on like full strength. That was a close ass game. But yeah.
And it was a statement victory early in the season. We didn't really know what to make of it. It's like, do you catch a divisional opponent on an off night? You blame the alternate uniforms, whatever the case may be. But and then you got a surging Ravens, which is another tough game as well. But other than that, they got cupcakes through the schedule. I think that they're similarly with Indianapolis. They're another young team ahead of schedule. So it's going to be really hard because the AFC is so up in the air this year, where they actually fall in terms of, how far they make in the playoffs. But there's running with this team.
Yeah, completely agree. It's going to be interesting for sure because, like I said, I think this pairing of Vrabel May has been perfect. They work well together, and again, McDaniels has always been good as an offensive coordinator. He's been great. He's gotten the most out of him. And his team is, like I said, I think they're a year ahead of schedule, which is scary because it's only up here for New England. And I really think they're going to be an interesting team to watch. And again, we'll see the next few weeks. Again, little bit easier of a schedule like we just talked about. They should have multiple wins, including my Giants. They probably should go 3-0 in this stretch here. Stranger things have happened, like we said. We'll briefly talk about Buffalo and Miami. Just a quick talk about on that, but yeah, I mean, this team is looking like a contender at the AFC. Like we talked about last week, we haven't really seen which teams are kind of shaping up to be kind of these teams coming out of the AFC. I think
Yep.
now we're starting to see the Patriots come out as that team. We have someone in the waiting room. Hopefully it's Bars and or Des. We'll see. Let's see. Who do we got joining us? Bars that oh Des. Des. I was like, Jazz, who's that? We'll
Who's this
go.
mystery person?
We'll change the name here. I'm typing quickly. There we
Yeah.
go. I'm doing live editing while we're live here on the Zoom recording. Desmond, what's going
Yeah.
on, buddy? Good to have you.
Yeah. Thanks for having me on. Sorry, I was a little bit late today.
No, you are all
No
good.
problem.
We just quickly we could have you get your quick point. We just quickly talked about New England and Tampa Bay, and we're talking about kind of where we have New England as a contender in the AFC. We talked about last week, right? We didn't know what teams were shaping out to come out of
Right.
AFC. Patriots get that big win against Tampa Bay. So we'll have you, Desmond, join us on the first time. What did you think of New England's win over the Bucks?
I was very impressed, man. I actually went into this game picking the Buccaneers, thinking that they were going to come out. They were at home. I know they had a few injuries going in, but I really wasn't quite buying the Patriots just yet. But I think they proved me and a lot of other people wrong this week. I mean, not only are they as good as advertised, but I think they can kind of go into this postseason kind of stretch here feeling pretty good about winning this division. Buffalo isn't looking quite as hot,
Yep.
and they've already beaten them once in Buffalo. So, yeah, I like the Patriots' chances right now. I mean, the AFC is kind of up for grabs.
Yeah, that's what we said. It's going to be interesting, especially New England now. Their next three games are pretty easy.
Yeah.
As OC join, we'll have him join in a second. But yeah, the next few weeks are going to be interesting with Patriots. I think they're the team that we're going to start shaping up. Be like, yeah, I think they're coming out of AFC, but we'll see. We'll see. The Vrabel is looking great, and Drake May as well. So let me get CJ in now that he's here, and we'll have the four of us all together. Siege, if you're there, say hello, connect, do what you gotta do. We'll move right along. Siege, you're on the wrong direction. Let's let's get you back. Third it that way. There we go. You got us, Siege? Or horizontal, because it's now like
Oh,
vertical. There we
There
go.
it
boom,
is.
There
boom.
it
Yeah.
is.
It
What
didn't
is
lock in.
going
It
on?
didn't lock in. It didn't lock in.
What's up, buddy? How you
Lock
doing?
in.
Now it's not a lot then. Yeah.
It's Godzilla, baby. You already know what it is. Fashionably late. Sorry about that.
All good.
What did I miss?
We were just talking some other stuff. Me and Alex did our rants just for you guys.
Yeah, we got
Desmond
those
and
out of the
Siege.
way.
We got those out of
Good.
the way.
Good.
We got our Raiders rant and our Giants rant within 15 minutes. I think you guys would be proud of us. We got through our rants on our teams in under 15 minutes. We just wrapped up talking New England Tampa Bay. So TJ, we'll have you join on this next game because I think was an interesting one. We're going to talk about the Ravens in Minnesota. And this is just because, and I think Alex had this on a list of games to watch. Ravens win 27-19. Now with the Steelers loss, sorry, sorry, ZJ, to have that, bring that up. Are the Ravens back? Should we be concerned about the Baltimore Ravens with this big win? Lamar's back, everyone's back. They're chugging along back on the AFC North. We weren't thinking that right now. It's getting closer and closer. CJ, I'll have you since you just joined us. I'll have you start. Are you concerned with the Ravens now kind of getting these wins? They're on a three-game winning streak right now.
I asked you a question. Who did
Okay.
they beat?
They beat some good teams. I would say
Yeah.
the Vikings are a good team.
Bears, Dolphins, and
Bears,
Vikings.
Dolphins, and Vikings. I
The
mean,
Vikings.
Dolphins are
The
bad.
Vikings are good on whose standard? And they got JJ McCarthy doing
Their defense is
subpar.
good.
Their defense is good. Okay. All right.
The
And
Vikings
then
defense is good.
the
I'm not
Bears.
saying I don't like JJ's been. We can talk about it a little bit. JJ's been a little underwhelming for me, but
The Bears are emerging. And
yeah.
then who was the third team?
Dolphins, they just beat the Bills.
Yeah,
But again,
we're not
Dolphins
talking
are
about
bad.
that.
I'm gonna
We're
say
not
right now,
talking about
Dolphins
that.
are bad.
I've
Dolphins
called
are
the
bad.
Bills declined. I'm not going to talk about that. So look,
No,
what I will say is this. Now that Lamar is healthy, they are in the running very strongly to take the AFC North. Now, with the Steelers' loss, such a bad loss, in my opinion, after coming off such a great win,
yeah.
But you know what? This is the National Football League and things happen. I feel that it's going to be a neck and neck thing because it normally is between either the Steelers and the Ravens to take
Yep.
the AFC North.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the Bengals like to throw their hat in there when Joe Burrow came in, and then Baker Mayfield for like that one year. Um, but I really feel like that's what it is. I feel like unless you're in the AFC North, you don't really have a hat in this race. But I will say, I'm not worried at all.
That word. All right.
Not worried at all. I feel like the Ravens don't have enough offensive weapons.
I mean, but
Yeah.
With Lamar, that's what we'll go to you because I'll get you because you guys hopped in late, so I'll go to you next. But
So many faces going on.
so many faces going on. No, I'm just saying. I think they're an interesting team just because I don't know the Ravens defense has been up and down all year, but with Lamar, I think things are different. So Desmond, I'll go to you. You're at siege. He's not concerned. Should the Steelers or the league in general be on the lookout now for the Baltimore Ravens?
You know how this goes. Whenever he's not concerned, I have to be concerned.
Oh
That's
my
just
god! Oh my god!
My
no,
brother's
but
keeper.
in all seriousness, though, we really need Nico to make the clip of him saying that he's not concerned, and then we'll just fast forward to the end of the year where they've won like 8 in a row.
Yeah, fast forward, it's Baltimore
Um,
at the top of the AFC. Steelers are just out of the
their
playoffs. Yeah.
schedule,
At the
their
bottom, at
schedule
the
is so
bottom.
easy
Yep.
from here to the end of the
Yeah.
year. It really is. I mean, there is no game on there where I would think to myself that the Ravens can't win that game. Now, will they win? Who
Accurate
knows?
question.
I can't really get that 1-5 kind of like image out of my mind
I
just
think
yet. We
all of
gotta
us
see,
can't. That's why I
yeah,
think
we got
all
to
of us
see
can't.
it happen. But on paper, they should win at least 6 of these next 8 games. I
Mhm.
mean, it is that easy for them as far as I'm concerned. But I
Give
would be very worried if I was a Steelers fan.
what are the toughest games on that list? I won't ask you to run it down. What are the
New
toughest
England
games?
New England is a
New
tough one.
Yeah,
England and
that's
Green
good.
Bay.
At
New
Green Bay.
England.
But
Okay.
Green Bay, we could talk about them in a second because they're a team that I have no idea what they are
Green
either.
Bay's
And what's the
defense is
what's
for
the
real.
what's the
Green Bay's
next
defense for
closest?
real. Their
What's the
offense is
next?
confusing.
Give me the next closest like that you think that they might lose, and then it'll give me like a determination on the schedule right here.
Well, they have 5 of the remaining 8 games are division games, so those are always hard.
And yes, and that right there is where it gets tricky. Is because the end of the season, normally for the AFC North, is basically like division games.
Everyone's
Like
murdering each
Of
other.
course,
Yeah.
of course.
Yeah.
and it's
Yeah.
just literally us slaughtering each other back and forth so that no one's ready for the playoffs. So like we're never in the market. Like it's always an AFC East team because or AFC like it's always someone else. It's not us. But because we get knocked out first, second, and third rounds, it happens every year. But this is the problem. Because of those division games, it makes it tough for Lamar. Because everyone in that division plays Lamar hard. We're ready for Lamar. We're not ready for the outliers like fucking
New England.
Huntley, whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
we're not ready for that. That's where like everyone gets the shakiness at. But Lamar, we know that if he's not going to toss it, he's going to run it. We're ready for Derrick Henry. I think the whole league's ready for Derrick Henry. We all knew
Yeah.
about this already. It's like
Yeah. It's starting to decline. Unfortunately, it's
you
starting
know,
to decline for him. But yeah.
it happens to all great kings. So it is what it is. But I feel like I'm not worried. But but I will keep my eye on them.
All right. You heard it. He's keeping his eye on them.
As you
I
should.
think you should. Alex, you want
Wow,
to
that was
chime in real
cold. I heard
quick
that.
I'll keep
or
it brief.
yeah,
I'll keep
you
it
can
brief.
We can move right along.
I'll keep it right moving right along. We have seen this before. We saw the Chiefs win out after starting 1-5 back, years ago in 2021, I think it was, or it was probably it was way before that.
It was a little before that.
Yeah, I think it was Mahomes' rookie year. Started 1-5. They won 11 straight. I'm not saying the Ravens will win 11 straight because, to Bar's point, divisional games get hairy. And that New England game worries me if you're a Ravens fan. So I think that they'll be fine because the strength of the AFC is not what it was in years past. You're not jumping the hurdles that you had to in years past to really rank. And if you get a wild card, you're in. You're in the dance. Just go ahead, win a game.
Yeah.
That's all matters. We'll move right along. We got a couple games this week, and then we'll do some awards and we'll get into pick them. But just quickly, we don't have to go deep dive into Buffalo, Miami because that game was just
Horrendous.
real bad. Real ugly. Did not. I think all of us picked Buffalo last week to win that game. They should have.
Yep.
Awful loss by Buffalo. They lose 30-13 to this Dolphins team that is all over the place and traded a lot of their talent. So I know Bars is going to take all the credit because you call this, but if you're a Buffalo Bills fan, if you're the Bills in general, are you concerned now for this team? Is there a lot of question marks? Desmond, I'll go to you first. Like, are you now concerned for Buffalo as a contender in the AFC?
I'm gonna keep this very brief. One, division games are unpredictable in the NFL. If that happened to a non-divisional opponent, I would be more worried.
Hmm.
Two, uh, the NFL is just this might be the most parody-ish like season I've ever seen.
Yeah, it's
You know,
insane.
like the whole like anybody can beat anybody any given Sunday thing. That has been more like apparent this year than any season I've watched in maybe the last like 15 or 20. So I mean, these anomalies, I'll be more worried if it happens 2 or 3 weeks in a row.
Yeah, agreed. Alex, what are your thoughts, real quick, on Buffalo? Should the panic button start be hitting on Buffalo?
Absolutely not. Because the reality is, like Desmond said, this divisional games get hairy. I think the league wants parity, which is why, we see what we see in terms of these
Mhm.
lopsided games and these tight games. It's exciting for the league. But I think the AFC is so unpredictable. And I know that Buffalo, when push comes to shove, when the lights are the brightest, when palms get sweaty, when knees get heavy, this is the most prepared team on offense of any other team in the AFC. And I know they have their problems defensively, but can you outscore teams in the playoffs? Um, I just think that they're unmatched when it comes to that. They're a proven commodity, and no one else is right now in the AFC.
I'm if me and I'll go to UCH. I'm a little concerned for Buffalo, but it's more their defense than it is their offense. Like
100%.
I feel like their offense is always, but the defense is now getting banged up. There's a lot of injuries there. And Josh Allen could turn these random receivers into stars at times, but the injuries starting to mount up. And Kincaid's hurt. You know, that's another thing on offense that's a little concerning. That's like Josh Allen's favorite target recently. But to me, it's his defense. His defense is just way too up and down. And that's where I'm starting to get concerned with the Buffalo Bills team. Like, do I think they're not contenders? Like, no, I'm not saying they're not contenders. I think they can beat anyone. They could be a contender in this team. I'm just getting concerned watching that defense, especially against this Miami team that's just been up and down. And Devon Achane just looked like he was looking all worldly. Like he
God.
looking like he should have gotten like traded for a first round pick, multiple first round picks. The way he played against that, like that's where I'm concerned with Buffalo.
He
But
was
CJ,
looking like
we can keep it quick with you. Like, I know you were calling the Buffalo's decline, but are you concerned? Like, do you think this team is a fluky team now? You keep it quick because we'll keep things moving along. Bills.
um I'm gonna keep it real short and sweet. Um Miami gave up two key pieces of their defense and
Yep,
still managed to beat them. That's it.
Okay.
that is true.
So
And
I want to say that that seems like an offensive problem, not a defensive problem to me.
we'll
Okay.
talk Philly, Green Bay in a little bit because I'm just mad that Howie's
Did, did
not the Giants GM.
did I
I'll say
miss
that.
the Steelers talk already, or are we not doing Steelers talk
We
tonight?
were we were really gonna do Steelers talk. I mean, like, I guess we can go like real quick. Siege, I'll let you because you're the Steelers fan, and all of us had a little
A
talk
little
about our
rant,
game, and we'll
our
we'll go
therapy
there.
session.
We're at our little therapy session, and Desmond, and I don't think you need a therapy session because your team won a close one, and
Well,
we'll
you
talk
know
about it
what?
briefly. But
If
CJ, was there any concerns for you watching your Steelers lose to this Chargers team this week?
No, no,
No.
not at all. It seems like typical Steelers fashion. I will say, Steelers, get your shit together. Um, get in a little box, get in a little bag, take it to the shit store.
Go to the
What you want to
Alaska
do,
Cave or whatever it's called with Aaron Rodgers.
do
Have a
that.
team retreat.
Do that. Get Cam Hayward back to Walter Payton Man of the Year status. Get Defensive Player of the Year Cam. TJ
TJ
Watt.
Watt.
And tell Joey Porter Jr. stop fucking pulling simple ass pass interference calls. Stop it. No more penalties, bro. Okay. And I swear to God, if we don't do something, we let go Juan Thornhill. Yeah, that's great. We also need to let go Darius Slay and or put him in a pediatric home because I swear to God, every week there's a Steeler down on the field. I wasn't even looking at the screen and I knew it was Darius Slay. I'm done. That's it. Rant over. I'm good.
I mean, you have the most expensive. I mean, you have the most
I
expensive.
got the oldest
most
secondary
You
in
have
expensive.
the
the old.
league.
You have the old. I think you have the oldest secondary in the league, and it's weird. Like Jalen Ramsey's playing safety looks now. again, the Steelers team all year, it's
Yo,
been weird. The defense is weird.
insert your highlights of Darius Slay being old right here.
Yeah.
What about
Yeah,
your
make
quarter?
a clip of Darius Slay just aimlessly on the field because that's
And I
he looks
love
right now.
Slay. I love Slay.
I think
But
we all
damn,
have
boy,
over the time, but at certain times, a certain age, it hits these positions, man, and
he looked a
you
real
gotta move on.
geriatric out there.
You can't keep them around. All right, we'll move to a couple games quickly. Um, again, I have no idea what this team's doing. Texans beat Jacksonville. Texans used their backup in Davis Mills. He had a game of his freaking life. I was not expecting the Texans to win this week. And we had a little bit of hopes with Jacksonville, especially after a win against the Chiefs. We were speaking their praises on this podcast. Uh, and now I'm just like, what is this Jags team? Are you moving on from Trevor Lawrence? What is going on here? Because how do you let Davis Mills beat you? How? Uh,
I want to
Don't
give
get.
the floor to Desmond.
I
yeah,
want to.
Des, I'll give you the floor
Confident.
here because
You called it.
Jesus, how did you call it? How did you call it?
Okay. First of all, again, division games.
Yes.
But more importantly, there was a run there. It was a few years ago. I think that where it finally ended, where the Texans had beaten the Jaguars like 12 times in a row. Like it was very bad. And I have been given Trevor Lawrence the same treatment I've been giving Kyler Murray all season, where I'm like, it's time. Like
Mhm.
either show up or leave, as far as I'm concerned, because this guy's a lot of talent. They've been making a lot of investments into him,
Mhm.
and he has not looked like if I asked you again, same thing I've said last week about Kyler Murray. If I said right now, give me your top 16 quarterbacks in the NFL, is Trevor Lawrence on that list?
No,
Probably not.
Fuck no.
no,
Probably not.
no.
So, as far as I'm concerned, the Jaguars they're not a good team, and if you get exposed by if the Texans could have 26 points in the fourth quarter on you, I don't want to hear anything about your playoff chances.
Yeah, yeah,
Epic collapse.
yeah. I mean, like I was just laughing, just
Yeah.
because I was like, I can't believe I'm seeing this happen because made us all look like Jacksonville made us all look like idiots. All right, I'll just play it
No,
bluntly.
I picked the Texans.
No, you pick Texans, but I'm just saying, like
For the
a few
year.
weeks ago, we are like, oh, they're finally arrived. Their defense looks great, and they have a lot of good pieces
Yeah.
on defense. And I know they don't have Travis Hunter for rest year, and that sucks. But it's just like we're all like singing their praises, and then I'm like, and then these last few weeks, it's just Jacksonville's going to Jacksonville, and here we are again, where you're just like, what direction are they going? What are you doing? What's going on? Trevor Lawrence, with all the hype around them, 13 of 23, 158, one touchdown to pick, 7 yards on average. I don't know what you do. I agree with you, Desmond. Like, I agree with you. We're in the Kyler Murray phase.
You know,
Launch the panic buttons. CJ, I know you're waving your hand. What did you want to say about this game between Jacksonville and Houston?
you know what's funny? There's a trend going on this year with quarterbacks. There's two types of quarterbacks that have massive yards, right? You got your Sam Darnolds, right? Busting ass, doing the thing, doing the work of God. Then you got your Spencer Rattlers, your Michael Penixes, right? Who are throwing for these crazy amount of yards and catching L's, right?
Mhm.
Throw Trevor Lawrence in that same category of the last two quarterbacks I just named. Because he's in that category with Justin Herbert with me, where it's like you getting all this money and you really ain't kind of doing nothing with it. Justin Herbert may get a couple more wins, loses in the playoffs. All
We'll see
right,
this year. We'll see this year.
we'll see.
I'm turning around on Justin Herbert. I was the same boat as you. I'm the same boat as you. We'll see. We'll see what
We'll
happens this
see.
I'm
year.
kind of
Doesn't
with
have
CJ on this one,
Madison Beer
honestly.
going down on him, but all right.
We'll see. We'll see. Because I preached Justin Herbert even
He'll be
back in the
balling
old
out
spot.
too.
Even back in the old
Yeah,
spot, I preached
yeah.
Justin Herbert, and now it's kind of like, show up or get out, because it is what it is. And I will say, right, it's kind of like Trevor Lawrence, kind of like, what are you doing? Like, you got all these weapons. You got Brian Robinson. You got who was that guy that just emerged last week?
Parker Washington's been great. They
Parker
got
Washington.
traded
They
for
just got Jacoby
Myers.
Myers.
Yeah.
He had 3 freaking yards, bro. We're not gonna talk about it. Um, or is it 6? I don't care. Like it, and then he has too many pieces. Way too many
Yeah.
pieces. Not using them. I don't know if it's a Trevor Lawrence problem, if it's offensive scheming problem, if it's a fucking management problem. I don't give a damn. They need to do something or get rid of him or get rid of the team or something because it's not working over there. And to lose to Davis Mills, who as a starting quarterback,
Pretty bad. Pretty
like
bad.
because it's not Davis Mills' first time
No.
like having to
We know
step
who
in.
we know who he is at this point. We know
All
who he is
right,
at this
man.
point.
That's it. I'm
Um,
done.
yeah. Great points by you. Like I completely agree. You reiterated what Desmond said as well. Like we're at the phase with Trevor Lawrence. It's like, are you committed? Are you not committed? Are you going to help the team out? I
Yeah,
think they have the right head coach. I really do.
I think so
Uh,
too.
but I have no idea where the Jaguars go from here. And again, if they're 5-4. They're above. They're a game above 500. I mean, I don't think they're not winning the division. I think the Colts have that unless
And I would
week
like to
10 ever
say I don't
collapse. Yeah.
think I would like
Yeah.
to say I do not think it's personally I do not think it's a coaching problem. But I just
Yeah,
have to put
yeah,
it.
yeah, no, that's totally fine. I would just like, but again, it's you're at this weird point now because you think you have your franchise, you paid him to be your
Yep.
franchise guy, and now you're in limbo. What you're going to do forward, Alex? But I know you heard from everyone. I'll let you kind of wrap up this. Like, what are your kind of thoughts of Jacksonville as a whole? Does Houston have a shot to turn things around now with like
No, no,
with this win and CJ Stroud's coming back?
no. Houston still, yeah, Houston still ass. I think Ryan's is still ass, in terms of coach. I think that um, with Jacksonville, they're sitting at the 7th seed. I think that's going to be up for a toss up in the next 2 weeks or so. They still have a busy schedule at the end of the year. They got to play Indianapolis twice. I think this team could easily lose out in the playoffs pretty quick. And I think they were just premature. I think everybody was singing their praises after the KC win, and I just don't think. I just think they're fakers trying to be makers.
100% agree.
You're in here, and we'll move along. Again, we've had good talks, and now Desmond and TJ has been with us, so we continue the good talks. Moving on, and I know this game, like the final score is not great, but I do want to talk about this because I think we're seeing one of the teams kind of shape up in the NFC, and that was the
Mm-hmm.
matchup between the Rams and the 49ers.
Yep.
Rams just steamrolled the 49ers 42-26. I mean, it wasn't even a game. Stafford's continuing his run for MVP. Rams are 7-2. The 49ers are 6-4. I mean, that division is going to be really fun to watch toward the end of the stretch. But Matthew Stafford just continuing his dominant play, like I just said, 280 yards, 4 touchdowns, no picks, 24-36. I will just kind of flat out say it. Should we consider the Rams the front runner in the NFC now with this dominant win over a division rival? CJ, you nicely raised your hand. So since you nicely raised your hand, I will go to you first. The floor is yours.
Yes. And I will say that by bringing this up. Do you remember shortly after the Rams won the Super Bowl?
Mhm.
The question was, is Matthew Stafford Hall of Fame?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure this answers that question, and that's it for me.
All right.
Well, real quick.
Yeah.
A lot of people won.
The 49ers are playing with a backup quarterback. Everyone's freaking injured. Kittle's not showing out this year, but yeah, Matthew Stafford's doing his thing this year. Do not take
Yeah.
that away from him. Like he I think even if the 49ers were fully healthy, that it would be a tighter game and he would still win it. And now I'm done. That's it.
Yeah. No. Quick to the point. That's what we love here, CJ, on this podcast. But no, I do want to give props to the 49ers real quick. I know they got steamrolled this week, but the
Right.
fact they're 6-4 with the amount of injuries that they've had, with
Unbelievable.
going from starter to backup quarterback week in, week out, props to them. Again, I wish my organization, New York Football Giants, were led that way. Just because it's just impressive to see what this team does. But again, I give all props to Matthew Stafford. I think a lot of us, and CJ brought up a great point with his Rams team was can they continue to assess? They were getting older. Stafford's was banged up with a back injury. That was a big concern in this offseason for all of us. He's looking great. The Rams are looking like real contenders. So Desmond, I'll throw the question to you. Do you have the same thoughts as CJ and I that the Rams should be considered the contenders, the top team in the NFC?
Well, seeing as how it took us like the most miraculous comeback on earth to beat that team,
Yes.
I would say that they are at the top of the NFC. I think it's like honestly, I still think there's like 3 or 4 teams that would
Mhm.
be at the top. I think we'll get that answer this week when the Seahawks face the Rams.
Yeah, that's gonna be fun.
But I'm actually want to make this more about the 49ers. Not because like, oh, they got blown out. It's just actually let's talk about the fact that they were, they've been in these games all along anyway. Most teams who have this many injuries would just pack it up and they would just
Yep.
call it over. And you'd be like, oh, well, they're just so decimated by injury. That's why they're getting their ass kicked all the time. They still have a 6-4 record. Like
Mhm.
they honestly, I mean, it looks bad final score wise, but they were hanging in this game.
Yeah.
I'm very impressed with the 49ers. I'm actually kind of worried about what they're going to look like when they actually are healthy and don't have like 10 different people out for the year
Yep.
going forward. So, but yeah, the Rams offense is incredible. They have two of the top 10 best receivers in the league on their team, and Matthew Stafford is a Hall of Famer. So this is what you expect the Rams to look like.
Yeah, agreed. And again, like I said, we have to do give props to the 49ers because again, the fact
Yep.
that they're above 500 with this lineup is
Yeah.
impressive. Alex, I'll go to you. What were your kind of thoughts on the game? And do you see the Rams as one of these top teams coming out of the NFC?
Well, I at the beginning of the year when we made our preseason picks, I had them in the NFC Championship with Philadelphia, and I stand by that. I think to your point, Desmond, last year, the one team that was going to usurp Philadelphia before going to the title game was
Yeah.
going to be the Rams, and they gave them everything they could, even with that inclement weather. So you look at this team, it's just perfect on paper. You got a Hall of Fame quarterback. You got two of the best receivers in the league, like you mentioned. Um, this team, even being middle of the pack and rushing yards per game, I mean they're just nicely balanced. McVay is a wizard calling these plays, and he keeps defenses on their toes. And you know, props to San Francisco, but the reality is that this Rams team is just absolutely electric. And the fact that you combine that with one of the top defenses, second best in the league, allowing 17 points a game and under 4 yards per play is just absolutely unbelievable. I mean, it's just total domination from whistle to whistle. So this team, I expect to be at at the end of the checker flag, and I think that. They proved it once again this week. It'll tell us a lot about the next games that they have coming up because they still got to play Seattle, they got to play Tampa, regardless what we think of Carolina, they got to play them too. They got Detroit, and you got the Seahawks again on the road. So
That's a tough schedule.
and with Atlanta on the road, you don't know what you're going to get at the end of the year. So I just think that I still think that they're the best team in the NFC, but it's going to be a tough road as well.
Yeah. Again, this is just a fun time in football. We see these teams shape up. And I think, like I said, I think a lot of people look at the Rams that, hey, this team can go on a run here. Uh, Going out, we'll talk the last game of this week. I'll let Desmond have the floor. Thursday night, we had an ugly game. And then Monday night, we kind of had an ugly game, but it was like the battle of the defenses. So it was like kind of entertaining to watch compared to like the Raiders Broncos, which are just like sloppy, ugly football from
It
start
just
to
sucks.
finish.
Yeah.
This was
Yeah.
more like, oh, I was on the edge of my seat. Like, this is fun kind of football. But the Eagles get the win 10-7. And now I think a lot of questions go to the Green Bay Packers, especially that Jordan Love and what this offense can be, especially with Tucker Kraft hurt, which I thought was a big concern going into this game. So Eagles squeak out the win, 10-7. They're 7-2. Green Bay's 5-3. Desmond, you're the Eagles fan. What were your kind of thoughts on the game? Were there any concerns for your team when you see this, or was this more okay? You got your additions on defense, and now our defense is shining, and we're ready to go for a run.
You know what? I'm not gonna take super long on this because actually the thing I was most impressed by was what the defense looks like in this
Hmm.
like final form here.
Yeah,
Because getting Brandon Graham back on the field after he's getting like got ramped up out of retirement. We got Nicole Dean and Nolan Smith on the field right now. So now we got like a good like four linebackers on top of Jeremiah Trotter Jr. and Jahad Campbell.
the Georgia
Um,
defense.
Jalen Phillips coming over from Miami made an instant impact. I was
Yep.
loving seeing that.
Yep.
Made me realize just how much we missed Josh Sweat from last year, having like a dominant defensive end, being able to blow up things in the backfield. You know what, man? People are giving Jordan Love a hard time from last night, but I was looking at a lot of those replays. Like he wasn't getting a whole lot of like big windows to throw into.
No.
Like
Mhm.
our secondary kind of had him locked down a little bit. So I I'm more worried about the Eagles' offensive line. I think that is a huge problem for us. I mean, they are getting no push whatsoever. Saquon keeps running into brick walls.
Balls. Yeah.
Yeah.
On the passing block, on pass blocking, they're giving up like pressures right away. I mean, I know we had Michael Parsons to face last night, but like even besides him, they were getting beat all over the place. So that is my number one point of concern right now because if they don't figure something out with the offensive line, like we are not making a deep playoff run this year because those dudes look suspect right now.
Yeah. I agree with what you have to say to that because I think there was some moments where that Packers defense was all over the place, getting to him early, and then you had it. I can't think who went down. early in that game
Lane
on the offensive
Johnson
line.
went down
Yeah, Lane Johnson went down, and I
and
was
came
like,
back in.
yeah, I was like, oh boy, if he's banged up and the offensive
Yeah.
line's already like, you can't lose a guy like Lane Johnson, like you just can't,
Nope.
especially at this point of the year.
Nope.
So that's where I agree with you with this Eagles team. Like that to me is my concern watching
Defense
that
bailed
team.
us out last
Yeah, but
night
the
or
def
on
the,
Monday
yeah,
night. But
yeah,
yeah,
absolutely. The defense bailed you guys out. I mean, they played great, and of course, I was like, of course, Howie Roseman answers the phone, makes these deals. What
Yep.
happens right away? These freaking players make a freaking impact right away. I was
it
just, I
doesn't
was
make any
seeing
sense to me.
replay after replay.
It makes no sense. Yeah, Jair Alexander is like, all right, well, that
Well,
didn't
yeah,
work out.
which
But like,
that
I
was
gotta
weird.
get my
if
body.
I'm a
in my
GM
Yeah.
and I'm like, am I going to trade a third round pick for a proven commodity in the NFL? The answer is yes every single time. I
Oh
don't
yeah,
understand why. I don't understand why people actually even make those trades on the other end of that.
that's
But
when
now
we're
he's
talking
sitting
when we're
out.
yeah, when we're talking trade deadline week. That's why I
I
was like,
meant Jalen Phillips, not Jair Alexander.
But yeah, Jair Alexander was weird. Again, I don't know what happens there because like I would think th you get some sort of compensation back. The player to play a single snap and then retire. I don't know how the rules
Oh, he retired?
worked. Yeah, Jair Alexander just was like, yeah, I'm calling it. Like
I
I'm just
thought
like
Crazy.
I thought he just needed to take a break for like mental and physical.
he
He,
said something
he
about his knee, but now it just seems like he's just like away from the game. So
yeah.
it
And when they
just
were and when they were like, yo, Steelers, why didn't you get Jair? Why didn't you get
yeah.
Jair? That's why.
So like it's a whole weird thing. Like, is he gonna come? Is he away and he comes back? I don't know. But again, the key aspect that was more a shot in the dark. The key thing was getting Phillips on this team, and he showed out. And that's why I think when we were talking trade out of the week, we were just like frustrated that like other teams like were hesitant to trade a third. Like the Chiefs were
Yeah.
hesitant to move up from a fourth round pick
Yep.
to a third round pick to get a guy like Brees Hall. You know how dynamic Brees Hall would be on that freaking team right now
Yeah.
on the Chiefs.
Crazy.
Like
Crazy.
so again, Howie
They actually have an
Roseman.
offensive line.
Howie Roseman is just masterclass. But yeah, so the report for Jair Alexander, I'll just read it. He's contemplating retirement. He's informed the Eagles he's stepping away, focused on things right physically and mentally. If you're 1 foot out the door, I kind of think right now you're most likely
The man
gonna
got
be
traded twice in
out
the
the door.
same year.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
speaking of people going out the door, how does our Giants fan feel about Daboll getting fired?
Oh, we had the rant earlier, but you guys weren't here
He's
for it.
gone?
We had the rant.
Oh, you had the
Tune
rant
back.
already.
We had the rant. We
Oh,
can
yeah.
tune
Okay.
back out the door.
Okay.
But I'll quick the spark notes to keep you guys updated. Or informed. Everyone go back, tune in. To my rant. I knew it was gonna happen. Am I frustrated about it? Yes, because again, we're in the same spot of where we're going through this all over again a few years in. But I think he got too reckless with Jackson Dart, especially in that Bears game. You blow another 10-point lead. That's the third time this season. Again, you can blame it on Bowen, who I think is out the door anyway. I just don't think they were going to do mass firings right now in the middle of the season.
Yeah.
But I think there was that. I knew it was going to happen. And I think Dart getting a concussion kind of sealed his fate because he got too aggressive with him when he said a few weeks ago he was going to tone him back and do that. So I think he got a shot himself in the foot, and then him playing it safe when he usually was aggressive, especially on that field goal to go up 10 instead of just trying to either go up 2 touchdowns and pin the Bears on the 1 yard line. I was annoyed that they just went for the field. He finally played it safe, and it comes out to bite them. So he's out the door. That was
All
my
right.
quick notes.
Who was the
Siege,
guy? Who was the guy that was the coach last year?
Daboll was the coach of the Giants.
Oh, who was the coach before that?
Oh man,
It's been a
it
while.
was
He was the
there's
coach
Joe
for a while.
Judge.
Oh,
It was
never mind.
Judge, then it was
Never mind.
McAdoo.
I'm thinking about the
Judge
wrong
and
guy.
McAdoo.
I'm thinking about the wrong guy.
Yeah, no,
So
but
Vrabel's
yeah.
still there. Yeah, I would have got
Vrabel's
rid of
New
him
England.
last year though. That's just me though.
But you're thinking with the Patriots head coach, and he got fired after the year. The Giants kept
I'm, think,
day
I'm
one.
thinking about I'm thinking about the Patriots head coach, right?
Yeah, you are. Yeah,
Yeah, right.
But-
How's he
but-
doing?
but I don't know where he is in the league. But he got fired after 1 year with the Patriots. Giants kept Daboll for 3, so there was that. But now Vrabel's with the Patriots and dominating. And I wish the Giants cleaned house because you know who the
That's
Giants
what I
could
was
have.
talking about.
The Giants could have had Mike Vrabel.
That's what I'm talking about.
Oh
He's
yeah,
over
yeah,
there
yeah.
dominating with the
Yeah,
Patriots.
done the Patriots. Yeah, if we cleaned house, we might have had a shot. But it is what it is. Go back and listen. I went on a nice little rant there, but yeah. But Des, if you wanted to say, I don't know if you wanted to say something quick about Daboll.
Oh
You
no,
were back
no,
and
no,
forth with
no.
him.
I was just looking at like our little rundown for what we were going to talk
Yeah.
about today. I thought that was the next topic. So
Yeah.
We
Oh yeah.
should've
No,
kept Vrabel.
we were like, all right, everyone's kind of me and Alex kind of played it. It's kind of funny.
Yeah,
We were
therapy
pre
session.
playing the show, and we're like, Well, Bars is gonna be late. Desmond's gonna be a little late. We got
Yeah.
time to get both our rants in early, so let's just do it
Okay.
early. So that's what we pretty much did. We're like, let's get our rants. We'll move the rundown around, and we'll do that. But yeah, I mean, we talked Eagles,
Yeah,
Green
we'll move
Bay here.
past the
We'll go
Eagles.
back.
Yeah.
But I guess I'll go CJ, Alex, whoever wants to go. What were your guys' thoughts on Philly, Green Bay? Are you concerned Green Bay going forward? Are you not concerned like the Eagles is going to be the Eagles? What are your thoughts? CJ, I'll go to you first, I
I'll
guess.
keep it short and sweet. The Jordan Love experiment is still going. You know what I'm saying? He's looking real good. Couple more pieces on that offensive, portion, and I think they'll lock in. Um, Eagles fans should be slightly worried.
I am.
While the Green Bay Packers have been keeping like everyone at bay this year, still be worried because to only score in the fourth quarter like that late in it, like you know what I'm saying, like and it's a team like I don't know on paper the Eagles look better than the Green Bay Packers, so it shouldn't have been such a close game as to what it was, but it is what it is. At the same time, um, they're not running the ball, they can't really do nothing, and I agree with was it Desmond I think. It's the offensive line
Hmm.
that we worry about, and that's pretty much it. Defense looks great, but as an Eagle fan, worry about your offense. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, agreed. Alex, well, your
I
quick
got,
thoughts, and then we can
I
kind
got
of
nothing
go
to
from
add. Let's roll,
nothing
baby.
that. All right, you heard it. We kind of wanted to do something fun. We're kind of getting closer to the end of the season. And Alex shared a photo with us. It was kind of what the playoff picture looks after week 10.
Mhm.
Hmm.
And we're kind of going to go through this, and I kind of want to go in a way, which either AFC division team do you believe in? AFC, NFC team, like, do you believe the most in and why? Which matchup would you guys want to see, like, if the season were to end today? So we'll start off, I guess, just looking at the playoff picture. If the season were to end today, the Colts would be the 1 seed, the Eagles would be the 1 seed, and they'll have the bye. The wild card round would be the Jaguars versus the Broncos in the AFC, Pats, Bills, then Steelers, Chargers. In the NFC, the wild card round would be Seattle, Green Bay, Chicago, Detroit, and then the Rams and the Bucks. So I'll start off with this, and then we can kind of go into the matchup. So we'll start off first. Of these teams, if the season were to end today, who do you have the most faith in for the rest of the year and being having the success to go on a run here? So Alex, I'll start with you. Like out of this look, you look at the picture,
Mhm.
the playoff picture right now. Like what
Yep.
team, AFC, NFC, if you have one for each, you could do that. Whatever you get, like what
Yep.
teams do you have the most trust in right now?
Yeah, I thought this was a great topic just because we're halfway through the season. But if we're picking, sides here, to this point, to this juncture, I think the Rams I have the most faith in the NFC for the reasons we kind of talked about. They're number one in the league in passing. Stafford, Devontae, and Nick are unbelievable, unstoppable. Like I said, middle of the pack to complement that with the run game, and you have a top two defense in almost every statistical category. I just think they have it on both sides of the ball. They can play anywhere. They can play anybody in any style of football, any brand of football. On the AFC side, I have the most faith still in the Bills because I think that they're the most proven thing in the playoffs. They have that championship esque pedigree, and to this point, to this juncture, no one's up there rivaling them. I know that Casey's kind of looming, sitting outside the 7 seed, but we still have a lot of question marks about them and their run game and their defense as well. And the Ravens just haven't got there yet. And everybody else, it's pretty much wide open. I just think they're a step above. I think James Cook is the X factor with that team. I do not think Josh Allen is the key to that team's success. I think that he stretches the offense and stretches the field. And when he's cooking, no pun intended, they really they really open things up. And you see it. They average 27 a game. They're top set. They're seventh in the league. They're third in the NFL in yards per game, yards per play. And the games that they won outright versus Carolina and versus the Jets, that offense was clicking on every level because of him. So I think those are the two teams that I really trust the most. And in terms of like who I think is the most compelling, matchups, I must see TV for me is New England and Buffalo for sure,
Hmm.
for sure. I mean, third matchup for the year. That's always going to be the deciding factor. That's must see TV for me. In terms of the NFC side, I mean, it's got to be Green Bay Seattle for me, just
Ooh.
because I think that both teams are unproven in terms of what their value is. One team is a young team ahead of schedule with an elite young a young coach, and with Green Bay, there's so many expectations. There's the legacy. There's all that stuff. Um, and Jordan Love is kind of the next coming in the NFC, kind of like Mahomes is, at least from what I can see. So I just think that's the most compelling matchup on the NFC side.
I don't hate it. I don't hate it. Desmond, if you look at
Oh,
this,
let me go last here. Let
you
me
go
go last
last.
here.
Okay, so
Okay.
Yeah.
Siege, if you need me to go through matchups or what team do you want me to? I can go through everything again, run it by you. I can mention it,
Perfect.
or
It's like
okay.
you read. It's like you was reading my mind. Give me the
Okay,
AFC real quick. I'll start.
okay. So
Actually, let's start with the
AFC.
NFC. Let's start with the
So
NFC.
AFC, we'll do what you can do AFC. What team you trust in?
Hold on,
So
hold
right
on.
now, yep,
Let's do NFC first because the AFC is
NFC.
my home.
Okay. So we'll do NFC first. So right now, if the season were to end today, the Eagles are the 1 seed, but the matchups in the wild card would be Packers, Seahawks, Bears, Lions, and Rams and Bucks. So out of that, like what team do you have the most faith in, and which of the matchups in the NFC are you most intrigued in?
Okay. So, Lions and Detroit. I mean, Lions and Detroit. Lions and Chicago. And I'll tell you why. Because the Lions would have been my number one team to take from the NFC if it wasn't for the loss of Ben Johnson. Ben
Mm-hmm.
Johnson got Caleb Williams emerging.
Yeah,
And I will say that if you watch that game, Dan Campbell took control of the offense.
you did. Yeah,
He
And
did.
this was big. This was big. And if he did not take control of his offense, it's fair to say that they could have lost that game possibly. So I would say that if it wasn't for that, the Lions would be my number one pick for this. But I'm actually gonna go with I'm agree with Alex on this one. The Seahawks. I mean, sorry, the Rams. The Rams are my choice to take it for the NFC. They're a solid team. They got a great defense. You saw what they did. You see how they can hold teams. Jared Verse, the rest of them boys that people don't really name. They're doing really good. They got one of the better offenses. Matthew Stafford's having a prolific year. I gave it to them. But that matchup there, Ben Johnson versus old team, that's what I'm looking at. That Seahawks game though is a very close one. Like Alex said, they're both unproven teams.
yeah. Don't hate it. And then we'll go with the AFC. You give us your AFC talk. So if the season were to end, Colts are the number 1 seed. Then the matchups in the wild card would be Jaguars, Broncos, Bills, Pats, and then Chargers against your Steelers.
Jaguars, Broncos, Bills, Pats,
And then Chargers, Steelers.
Chargers, Steelers. What was Colts? Who?
Colts
Colts
would be the
just the
1 seed.
one
They would have
seed.
the bye. They'd have the
Okay,
bye.
yeah,
But
well,
so out of those teams, which team you have the most faith for? Like you just said, MC, what team would you have the most faith in? And then which matchup would you enjoy?
I got the most faith in the Steelers, of course. Like that's serious.
Nobody's
That's
here.
serious.
Yeah.
That's serious. Don't forget that year that Aaron Rodgers won the uh the Super Bowl. I'm pretty sure that I think that I'm not pretty sure.
Like 15 years ago, dog.
Hey, listen, they were a wild card. They
Right
just
on.
barely got in. Beating Jay Cutler. They just barely got in beating Jay freaking Cutler. So listen, if we could have that same kind of Aaron Rodgers magic, and he's having a similar like run as that Super Bowl year right now. I got the most faith in them. The defense is gonna turn it around. Certain pieces are gonna lock in. The offense needs to. They said they got MVS coming. We'll fucking see. I don't know, but um while we talk about that, another topic we need to get in there is which one of these 7-2 teams look good but ain't. And the Colts is it for me. But because they could have lost last week easily. Um what were the matchups again one more time?
Jags, Broncos, Bills, Patriots, and then Chargers at your Steelers.
It's Bills Patriots. It's Bills Patriots. Because I want to see the legend that is Drake May. like I don't care. I don't care for the Patriots. I don't care for the Bills. Definitely don't give a damn about the Patriots. Definitely don't give a damn about the Patriots. But I don't care for the Bills, and I called them to fall off. But Drake May will be the fall off. He will be the marker for me That's it right there. Send Josh Allen packing or like something like that's it right there because the Bills Josh Allen's been too good for too long to not win.
Yeah, yeah. I don't hate it. I'll go and then I'll go Desmond. Looking at the NFC. I'm just going to keep on riding the Seahawks train just because I've said they're my team to watch all
Ooh,
year. So I'm just
baby.
going to say it. I'm just going to say that I think the Seahawks are just good. They're cooking on all cylinders. Sam Donald's looking great. I'm going to keep these all quick. But matchup, I would definitely have the NFC that I would love to watch is Rams Bucks. Baker Mayfield versus Matt Stafford. Oh my God, that'd be so. That's
Yeah,
gonna be so
yeah.
fun. I really hope that happens because I think that'd be like a crazy
You
wild
know,
card game, crazy shootout. So give me that. Matthew Stafford, Baker Mayfield, both super competitive, both good offenses. Should be fun. And then AFC is really tough for me because there's a lot of teams that I still have a lot of question marks on, especially the Colts, the Broncos, the Chargers, Buffalo. So I guess I'll go New England right now just because I think they've been coached extremely well. Their offense looks good. Um, Drake May is obviously an MVP candidate. I would say the Patriots are the team. And then the matchup would like I think everyone I would have to go Buffalo and New England. I think it's just divisional game, a lot at stake. Are the Bills finally going to get a hump? Are the Bills just forever cursed and just never get to never win a Super Bowl? Is this going to be that? And it just emerged to the Patriots, and we're going to be stuck with these New England Patriots again. We only had like 3 years off of them. Are we going to be talking about them every year on this podcast for the next 10 goddamn years? We'll see. So that's my matchup. So Desmond, I'll go over to you. What are your kind of your predictions here for NFC AFC?
Um, yeah, the Rams Buccaneers one feels like the clear answer here.
Hmm.
As far as a team that I have the most faith in is going to seem surprising here. I mean, obviously I'm an Eagles fan. That's one by default, but trying to get outside my bias real quick. Um, the
I won't.
Lions.
I
The
won't.
Lions. Yeah, I believe the Lions are still a really, really good team.
Mm-hmm.
When they're clicking on all cylinders, I feel like they can beat anybody easily. It's Jekyll and Hyde with that team. So I don't really know what we're gonna see, but I have faith that when the lights are kind of on, that they'll turn it on. On the AFC side, I have the most faith in the Bills because they're just the most proven. This feels like an easy one for me. But as far as the matchup I want to see, I don't want to see any of them.
What
Mm.
what are y'all seeing in the Bills that what are y'all seeing in the Bills that I'm just not seeing?
You
Like
are
I
just a hater, bro.
is
He's a
that what
hater,
it
bro.
is?
No, but
Is
I'm
that what it
there's
is?
Really
I'm
just a
concerns
over
with
here
hater.
Buffalo.
preaching I'm over here preaching Drake May and I hate the Patriots, but I'm a hater?
You
It's
are a hater.
crazy.
But I mean, like, no, I'm not interested in any of those matchups. Those all look like just boring TV. I feel like the NFC matchups are like must-watch TV, and the AFC
Yeah,
matchups right
Did
here are
you
I
just
not
agree.
watch the Eagles game
I
last
don't
week?
I don't want to. Did the Eagles win?
Eagles
How
win.
how'd your
Was it a
Steelers do?
The
boring
Eagles.
game? Was
Okay,
it a
we'll
boring
move on. We'll
game?
move on. Move on. No, so
let me
that's
let,
my answer for that one.
Yeah.
before
No, I agree.
before
I
we
think
move
if you
on.
look at the NFC, sorry, Alex, but if you look at the NFC matchups compared to the AFC, like the
Yeah,
NFCs are all like that's exciting television. The
if
AFC,
you
there's one good matchup right now.
My only rebuttal to Desmond is when you look at the NFC playoff picture, do you trust Dan Campbell more than you trust Sirianni or McVay?
no.
Facts.
No, but I mean, like the coaching is just one aspect of the team, though. I trust the Detroit Lions team more than I trust the LA Rams team. And I'm trying to take the Eagles out of the equation because I'm not trying to be a homer right now. Because
Sure, no,
if
that's
you want to
fine.
be
Yeah,
honest
sure.
with me, I'll just tell you the Eagles. That'd be easy.
Well, there's a reason why I picked Ben Johnson or not Ben Johnson, Dan Campbell to be my coach of the year because he let everyone was like the coordinators are gone. He's gonna suck, and the Lions have been
Yeah.
decent, so it's a good pick. With that, we'll give some awards and then we'll go into our pick 'em.
Yeah.
We kind of do this every now and then, especially after players have big weeks, and we saw a
Mhm.
couple fun, exciting weeks. So we'll go offensive player, performer of the week, and then we'll do our defensive player. Alex, I'll start with you. You can kick us off. Who is your offensive player of the week this week?
I can't keep picking Jonathan Taylor, so I'm
I
going to
know.
pretend I didn't see anything this weekend, even though we know what's up. It's got to be Matt Stafford for me. I mean, he played close to a perfect game. It seems to be, again, another record on repeat. He's clearly right behind Jonathan Taylor with the MVP. He's in that contention with Drake May and a couple others, in my opinion. Played almost a perfect game, 127 QBR, clean in the pocket, 4 touchdowns. They're clicking on all cylinders, and he's keeping pace with Seattle. So shout out to him.
Don't hate that pick at all. Desmond, who's your offensive player of the week?
Davis Mills.
Mmm.
Nice.
Davis
The
Mills,
one the
man. I
one
mean, come
time
on
he's going
now.
to get this award this season, guys.
I
Yeah.
mean, 26 points in the fourth quarter is impressive. I don't care
Mhm.
who your team is, and I don't care who you're facing in the NFL. Secondly, kind of saved the Texans season. I mean, they're only a game back right now of the seventh seed, and they could sneak in there because let's be honest, the teams that are all in that little like clump right there aren't doing so hot. So why not the Texans? Davis Mills.
Don't hate it. CJ, who's your offensive player of the week?
Washington from the Jaguars because they lost, but he put the team on the back. Like before that, no one's heard him. He had what 2 touchdowns? Yeah,
I believe so, yeah.
Yep. 2 touchdowns.
Yeah.
that's it for me.
There we go. I'll go. My offensive player of the week is Trevion Henderson, the New England Patriots. Just
Great
good to
call.
Okay.
see him finally take advantage of another opportunity. 14 carries, 147 yards, 10 and a half yards, 2 touchdowns. Just a great overall game for Trevion Henderson. And it was good. I think a lot of us could have gone easy route, Taylor, Devon
Yeah.
Achane. But I have to go to the Trevion Henderson for my offensive player of the week. Just so good to see that the rookie is finally getting an opportunity and he's shining. So with that, we'll move over to the other side of the ball. We'll go to the defensive performer of the week. CJ, I'll start with you. Who's your defensive player of the week?
I'm not gonna lie to you. You gotta skip me on this one.
All good. All good. Alex, we'll move along.
Brian Branch, Detroit Lions.
Hmm.
7 sacks, had a season high, second best in his career. 1.5 sacks, absolute destructive force for this elite Dan Campbell led defense. I thought keeping Washington to 288 total yards was very impressive. 2 of 10 on third down, and he was a big part of it. So,
Don't hate that at all. Desmond, who's your pick?
I wasn't able to get the stats up here in time, but I'm just gonna go. I'm gonna go Homer here. Jalen Phillips. Thought he came over, did amazing. Was able to get some tackles for loss, got a sack, got a couple forced fumbles. Just absolutely great game. And he was in on the final play of the game to get Josh Jacobs, not the final play of the game, but getting Josh Jacobs in the backfield on that 4th and 1 play. Just absolutely great opening to his
yep,
Eagle career now.
Yeah.
yep.
Again, if I had to choose, you took my pick kind of. I was looking at him. I know it's kind of easy because he was named the player of the week, but I'm going to go DeMarcus Lawrence for the Seattle Seahawks this week. Just another dominant game, but he had I think 2 fumble recoveries, and that recovered for 2 touchdowns if I'm remembering it correctly, and looking at my right notes. So just a dominant performance from DeMarcus Lawrence, who I'm used to seeing him wreak havoc on my Giants when he was a Cowboy. But to see him with Seattle and just absolutely dominating them in a game that was very lopsided. And I just let me see if I had another note, but I might have lost it. But he's the fourth player. Here it is, fourth player in NFL history. Tally 2 fumble recovery touchdowns in 1 game. So pretty impressive. He joined the short list for DeMarcus Lawrence. He's my defensive player
Um,
of the week. Siege?
and I don't I did this last time, not last time, but I've done this before. I'm gonna do it again. I'm going to give the defensive team of the week to the Jets, pulling up their second win all
Mm,
defense, bro. Like I'm not saying all defense, but like their defense played a great game.
this,
Like giving up 2 pieces. They didn't. I'm not saying they played a great game. They
yeah,
still gave up a lot of points. But the fact of the matter is they won that game.
yeah,
So
yeah. The defense. I mean, they traded all their players. I don't think we all thought that the Jets were going to be in it. I know they got 2 special teams touchdowns, but shout out to the Jets
yeah,
for
it's
getting
special teams touchdowns. That's
another
what
win.
sorry, it was special teams, but they managed to still take that game. I'm gonna give it to the
Yeah,
Jets.
no,
Giving away their
deep. I mean, we thought they were gonna get the break speed. The Cleveland's gonna have their one good game all year, but like we're like, oh,
it's a
maybe they're
fire
gonna get that
sale.
because the Jets traded everybody. But the Jets play well. They got their second win. So with that, let me get my app open with my weekly DraftKings. Please sponsor us. No, I'm just kidding. But I mean, not really. Please sponsor us.
Fanatics, FanDuel.
BR Pay Pig,
Whoever.
super chat.
But I'm looking at DraftKings for our next part, to wrap our podcast, which is our pick 'em, our rapid fire pick 'em. We don't give a lot of we don't do deep. We'll give a sentence or two on why we're thinking what we're thinking. But I'm looking at DraftKings right now for this week in the NFL and tomorrow. My God. We're already starting off with the Alex rule. Um, we got the Jets at New England. The spread is minus 12 and a
Oh
half
God.
in favor of the New England Patriots. I'm gonna say the over-under is 43 and a half, which is a little interesting because you would think with that big of a point spread that it would be a little higher. But the money line, you'd have nothing there. It's Patriots minus 850. So with that, the Alex Young rule is in effect, and if people don't know the Alex Young rule, is anytime it's the point spreads but 10 and a half, I usually stay away from that
Yep.
because usually some nonsense happens. It is a
Yep.
divisional game
Yeah.
with this. So Alex, I'll start with you. I know we were talking about it a little bit earlier. Who do you got? Jets Patriots.
Could not agree more. I got the Patriots winning outright, but I don't think they'll cover. I think 43 is kind of where I expect it to be. I expect this game to be over pretty early, pretty quick, but 12 and a half is just too much to swallow. So I got New England winning something like 24-14 type of game.
Don't hate it. I don't know. Did they name? I'll look. Well, like Desmond and CG give your picks. I don't know if the Jets named their starter yet, but I gotta look. Desmond, I'll go to you. Who do you have? Jets Patriots.
Um, the Jets have won their last two games, and
Yeah.
they've scored at least 27 points in both those games.
Mhm.
You couldn't pay me to pick the Jets here. I'm Patriots to cover. Patriots to cover. They win by at least two touchdowns.
All right. All
And you
right.
know that
Siege.
I got to do the opposite of whatever Dez does.
Please pick the
So
Jets. Save
I'm
the
picking
graphic.
the Jets.
All
Setting the
right.
graphic here.
There we go.
Like,
Nico.
yo.
Nico. It
And
doesn't.
and I got them covering -3.
All right. You cheat it down. You get him on three. It doesn't. I'm not getting a clear report on who they named the starting quarterback yet for the Jets. Aaron Glenn is playing games with the media, which is a whole other
Yeah.
can of worms. We can go down. Um, I'm gonna go New England outright, but I don't think they're gonna cover. I mean, who knows? Again, I don't know who's starting. If it's Tyrod Taylor, I think the cover is a little bit more in play. If it's Justin Fields, this could be a blowout. But I'm gonna go Patriots outright. If I'm gonna bet on this, I'm just gonna probably go under, just because the divisional games are gonna be weird.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be like Alex said. I think it's gonna be right at that number around 43. So if I'm gonna play anything here, I'm probably just gonna look at the under at 43 and a half. But should be, I hope, a good game on Thursday. We had a dud last week, so I don't want another dud. Who knows? Moving along. The international game this week. Sorry for all the international fans that have to sit and watch this one. We got the Commanders against the Dolphins. Very banged up Commanders team with no Jaden Daniels, which I think was where you were marketing. You definitely try to market him here on the international stage, but he's not there. Spread is 2.5 in favor of the Dolphins. Dolphins are minus 155 on the money line, over under 47 and a half. Desmond, you can kick us off here. Who do you have? Commanders, Dolphins.
Man, you know what? We deserved, the people of Spain deserve a better game than this. I'm
Yes,
sorry.
they do.
This is actually a really tough slate of games that we got this week. I just want to say off the top here. I'm
Hmm.
looking at the whole slate. Like these
Yeah.
are actually there are a
Oh, it's
lot of
tough.
these teams are up for grabs.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with the Commanders here. I believe in Marcus Mariota. I think that while the Dolphins are better than that 3-7 record, I still don't think they're that good of a team. I think the Commanders are actually better than their 3-7 record too. Um, yeah, I like the Commanders here in a close one. This actually could be a really good game.
Yeah.
Like 24-21 type of a game.
I hope for the international fans they at least get a good game. The fans in Berlin got a classic, so hopefully against a battle of teams that are meh, hopefully it's a decent game for those fans internationally. CJ, who do you have? Commanders, Dolphins.
The Dolphins. I think that they put the ball in Devon Achane's hands. They try to get him out of the game. I think that Washington Commanders defense is not good enough. I don't think they can cut it.
Yeah,
I
they're all
think they're
banged
pretty
up.
old. They're pretty banged up. And on top of that, they don't not have an offense. Like they have no one to like throw the ball to. So
Yeah, I mean this is like a weird one. I'll go to the other Alex. Like I'm gonna go Dolphins here, but it's more just because that Commanders defense is all sorts of banged up, and I think Waddle and Tua can take advantage of that. HN's coming off a big game. Um, that's why I'm not gonna go deep dive on that. I think just Dolphins offense is gonna overcome the Commanders defense. Alex, I'll go over to you. Who do you have? in this
Yeah,
matchup.
I kind of agree a little along the lines. I think this is going to be a competitive game. The unwatchable bowl.
Yeah.
But but yeah, no, I got Miami covering, and I like the 2.5, and I like the 47.5. I'll take Miami by a field goal for
All
sure.
right.
27
I
20.
like that. I like
Uh,
that.
next matchup. My New York Football Giants with their interim head coach is at home taking on the Green Bay Packers, a team that we have talked at length about on this podcast. Since I'm a Giants fan, I'm gonna go here first. Give me the Giants. Give me them covering the +7. Jameis Winston starting. I think he'll give a spark to this team. I know that Packers defense is a little pretty tough, but I think the Giants are going to cover here at home with Jameis. So give me the Giants. Give me them at the 6.5. Alex, I'll go over to you. Who do you have?
I love the over here. 43 seems very low. I agree with you. I think the Giants will cover, but I got Green Bay winning relatively high scoring game.
All right. Desmond?
Um, the the fire on the Packers right now is pretty hot. I think that they're feeling a lot of heat right now. I think they're going to want to come out and respond here. The Giants, they're still reeling even with Jameis on the field here. So I'm going to take the Packers to win here. I think the Giants
Mhm.
do the smart thing and just tank for that #1 pick.
All right. All right. Again, I mean, I've never root for my team to lose. But if you get that first pick and then you trade it for a haul, I ain't complaining. CJ,
Yeah.
who do you have between the Packers and Giants?
I actually have the Giants getting this one. I think Jameis Winston's been itching all year for his time to play. I think he's a lot better quarterback than people think. And I think this is a pretty good game for the Green Bay Packers to show that they're not the team that everyone thinks they are, but at the same time, the Giants to show that they're not out of it yet. So
Don't hate it. Don't hate it. Going on to the next matchup, which I don't think we're gonna hate. We got the Buccaneers at Buffalo.
Yeah, baby.
Buffalo is favored -5.5, a little bit higher than I thought. I thought Vegas would have this be a little bit of a closer matchup. Over under 48.5, so they're expecting a shootout. Bills -250 on the money line. CJ, since you're the Buffalo Bills hater of the group, I'll go go to you first. Who do you have here between the Bucks and the Bills?
don't know who I hate more, to be honest. The Buffalo Bills and Baker Mayfield. But I'll be honest with you right now. Um, I got the Bucks taking this because I just
Okay.
hate the Bills that fucking much. So yeah, I think this is Baker's game to show that like he's here. Like like I'm in this race too. So I think as much as I hate Baker, this is Baker's game, and this is Josh Allen's like, hey, maybe we're falling off game. Maybe we should watch it.
Yeah. I don't hate it. I'm gonna go Bucks here. I'm gonna have Bucks cover. I just think the Bills are just been questionable.
Um,
And I know you can have okay, they're in a bounce back. They had a bad loss against Buffalo. But the Buccaneers just come off a tough loss too, and I think they're re-energized as well. So give me the Bucks, give me the points. I think they're going to be a bounce back spot here, and I wouldn't be surprised if we see the Bills struggle again, especially on defense.
Mhm.
Desmond, who do you
Bills suck. Bills
have?
This legit might be one of the best Sundays we have all year.
Yeah.
Bills, close one, shootout. Give me like 31-28 Bills.
Tomato, tomato.
Alex, who do you have?
Desmond literally took the score out of my mouth.
Tomato. Tomato for both of y'all, bro.
I expect a bounce back from competitively from that standpoint from both teams. I think it's going to be a shootout. Both teams need this win, but I think Buffalo just survives. And we're not really not when mentioning the weather factor as well.
Mm.
Tampa coming up north, it's going to be cold. I think even at a 1 o'clock slot, I think it's going to be cause a little havoc for Tampa's team. So
Baker's used to it. He played in Cleveland.
his teammate.
Good teammates might be in trouble. Moving along. This might be a done matchup. We'll see. Could be interesting. We got the Houston Texans divisional matchup at Tennessee. The Texans are favored by a touchdown, -6.5, 310 on the money line. Low scoring on the over-under at 37.5. Desmond, who do you have in this one?
You could not pay me money to take the Titans in any game for the rest of this season. I don't
All
care
right.
who the matchup is. I don't care if it's the Saints. I don't care if it's the Browns. I don't care who it is. The Titans
They
are
lost to
the
us.
they are the worst team in the NFL. The Texans
All right.
to cover whatever the spread is.
Spread is a touchdown. So yeah, fair enough. Siege, who do you have?
Yes, man. got the
I mean,
Titans.
it's
Yeah, and they what, second win?
Yeah, third? No,
Third?
so you're playing pick'ems in the
1-8.
pool this week, right? Because I
I
want to see
have
you make
to.
all
I
these
have to.
picks.
I've been
Okay.
AFK for like
It'll be
far
their
too
second
long.
win. It'll be
Work
their
is
second
killing
win.
me, bro. Work is killing me. They take my life away.
It'd be second win for the Titans if they beat the Texans.
All right.
I'm in the same boat as Desmond. I can't take myself to take Tennessee if my life depended on it. I almost think that 37.5 is too high. I think that
Might be.
this is
I
like
don't hate that.
this is a slugfest. This is like a 19-10 type of game or a 17-10 game.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a turn. It's gonna be a
Yeah,
turn.
it's
I
gonna
thought
be
37
sloppy.
was too high too,
But
Alex. I thought
but
37
but
was way too high.
Houston will find a way because they can only get out of their own way to lose this game. So
Yeah.
Bro, I think this is like a 12 to like 7, maybe 12 to 9 game.
It's
This
gonna
is
be
Yeah.
gross.
this is gonna
It's 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 gonna
ugliest
be
game of the
gross.
year.
this is
It,
this is Louisiana in August. Gross.
yeah,
Mm,
yeah. Like
I
I'm gonna
mm.
go the Texans, and I'm gonna have them cover because I think their defense will most likely find a way to
Oh yeah.
win this game for the Texans. I think they'll feast on Cam Ward. But yeah, that game's gonna be just absolutely gross. Speaking of gross, we move along to the Cincinnati Bengals defense. They're on the road at Pittsburgh. The Steelers are -5.5. The over/under is 48.5. Steelers are -250. CJ, you're the Steelers fan. I think we all know where you're going to go with this, but who's your pick between the
Oh,
Bengals and the Steelers?
yo, as a self-respecting AFC North Steelers fan, yo, as a self-respecting Steelers fan, I could never take the spread against my team on any of these divisional games. Are you freaking crazy? So look, but I will tell you this, right? Joe Flacco had our number the first game, but look it up. We got his number this game. It's we're very split with it. We're gonna get him. And for the most part, the Steelers tend to split out the divisions games, especially with the last 4 or 5 years. They've been sent out to like even out with the division games, even if we lose one or we win one, we'll end up losing one, or maybe we sweep. It depends on the team. This year, there's no chance to sweep the Bengals, so we got to go 1-1. So I'm taking the Steelers. I don't know about the coverage, but I will tell you this: Aaron Rodgers got to get his lick back on Flock. So it is what it is.
Yeah. And he better show it against his Bengals defense because my God, that defense is terrible.
What
Some of the centers.
defense?
Yeah, exactly. Literally, exactly.
That's the,
Desmond.
that's been like the statement for like 4 years, bro.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. Desmond, who do you have in this one?
Um, Bengals.
I knew it. Come on, get up, get up.
You know what? The Bengals offense has put up 33, 39, and 42 in consecutive games since Joe Flacco took over. They just coming off a bye week. And after what I saw from Pittsburgh's offense last week, I don't care if they're facing the Bengals defense or, the some Big 12 defense. The Steelers offense don't look good right now. So give me
No,
the
you're not talking
Bengals.
about that when we got the Arizona Municipal College playing football in the league right now. All right.
It don't matter because you can't stop the Bengals offense.
Yeah. Uh, which is why, sorry, CJ, I'm going with the Bengals here because I'll
Get
ride with
off
Oh
Desmond.
my
baby.
Give me the
Oh
Desmond.
baby.
Go ride with Desmond. Give me the Bengals. Give me the cover.
yo, Alex,
Just because
AR. Wait, AR, you're going with the Bengals too?
I haven't spoken yet.
he hasn't
Okay.
spoken yet. But I'm going Bengals just because Joe
Oh,
Flacco, Joe Cool, just Joe Flacco. I mean, like Burrow's coming back, but Flacco getting that last chance. I think he's in. Last hurrah, big game. Just pass the
Yeah.
torch to Joe Flacco with a nice dub. Maybe throw for 350 yards, couple TDs. Give me the Bengals and them covering. Screw Aaron Rodgers. I don't trust that Steelers team anymore. Alex R, who do you got?
I need you to
Uh,
get out.
I gotta pick my brother out of the ashes here. I'm gonna have Pittsburgh winning, but I got Bengals covering and I got the over here. I think this is gonna be a high scoring game. Obviously, we know what Flacco can do. But I think Pittsburgh just wins a tight game. It's hard to beat the same team twice in the same year. So I think
Divisionally too.
divisionally too, yeah. And I just think this Cincinnati team is just this defense is just atrocious. So it's gonna be a shootout, but I got Pittsburgh prevailing by a field goal.
Don't hate it. Don't hate it.
Love you, AR.
There we go. We're split. We're split down the middle.
Take it easy on me next week.
Don't know if we're gonna be don't know if we're
Got
gonna
you.
be split down the middle on this one. We got the Chargers on the road at Jacksonville. Chargers
Oh
are
my
favored
God.
-3 over under 43.5 money line 155. We talked glowingly about Jacksonville. Just kidding. We did not at all. But the fact that it's 3 I'm going to call this the hammer of the week. Give me the Chargers -3. I don't trust this Jacksonville team
Yeah.
anymore. I think they're all over the place. I know they're at home. Maybe they're at a bounce back spot, but the Chargers are rolling right now despite the injuries. Give me the Chargers and covering here. I think this is going to get ugly early. Alex, I'll go to you. Who do you have? Chargers, Jags.
This feels like the most lopsided game of the weekend. I couldn't agree more. This feels like a 34-10 type of game. I'm taking the Chargers all the way. Not because I believe in the Chargers per se, but just because I think Jacksonville is so bad. It's so overvalued at where they're at this juncture. I think Chargers still have a lot of things they're working through, but this seems like easy pickings for them. I don't really concern myself with the West Coast team going to a 1 o'clock slot on the East Coast, but I think this is easy money for the Chargers.
Don't hate it. Des, who do you have?
This is normally where I would pick the East Coast team because the West
Right.
Coast team coming east
Yeah.
usually loses like over 70% of the time. I think this is going to be the exception. The Jaguars, they're cooked right now. I think the Chargers are doing a lot better than I thought they were going to do this year. So, yeah, I'm taking the Chargers here.
CJ, are you on
Yeah.
board with us?
Hey, listen, screw the trends, man. I'm going with Jacksonville. I'm gonna tell you why, bro. I don't have faith in either of these freaking quarterbacks, but Jacksonville has this strange niche in just beating like better teams than them at the weirdest times.
Yeah.
So I'm just
True.
gonna go,
Sure.
and I would say that I trust Jacksonville's defense more than trust San Diego's
Might as well
Same
loss,
be.
deal. They're
right?
pretty much, but yeah,
Basically,
So
same, yeah.
LA.
I trust Jacksonville's off defense more than I trust the Chargers offensive line.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
So,
I
Hands
mean,
up
agreed.
right
I
now.
think that's why the spread's a little low too, because Jacksonville has a good pass rush, and the
mhm.
Chargers' like whole offensive line is either injured or on the bottom tier of
Yep.
rankings in terms of.
Yep.
I don't know if you guys saw the graphic in that game. They went through like the whole offensive line when they're on national
Yeah.
TV recently, and like all their PFF ratings were like the bottom of the league.
Yeah.
Pretty funny. Moving along, what should be an
Wait, you
exciting
didn't pick
divisional
that game.
matchup. Oh, I did. Did I not? I said I was hammering the week. Chargers.
Oh no, you did. My bad. That's
Hammer
my
of the
bad.
week, Chargers. I'll say it again.
I missed it.
Hammer of the week, Chargers, everybody. But moving on, divisional matchup, Bears on the road at Minnesota.
Ooh.
Um,
Ooh.
Vikings favored -3. Alex, I'll go to you. You seem excited
Come
about this.
to me. Come to me. This is easy money. I got the Bears winning outright, and I have them covering. 48, the line seems good where it is, but Bears are hot right now.
Mhm.
6-3, moral victory at home with the Giants. Big overcoming 10 down in the fourth quarter. This team's hot right now. I think that them going up to Minnesota is against eating the dinner of a rookie quarterback basically it's in the cards this weekend. So I got Bears by at least 2 touchdowns here.
All right. Don't hate it. I'll go real quick and I'll go to you, Des. I agree. I'm going Bears and I'm going them covering as
Mm-hmm.
well. I think just coming off that comeback win over the Giants. I know it's the Giants, but whatever. Just anytime the game's close to this year compared to last year, it seems like the Bears are able to finish. Again, that's probably based on coaching. Caleb Williams is playing pretty solid as of late. And I just don't really trust what I've seen from JJ so far. I think he's trying to hammer his receivers, but he's not getting the ball in space. It's weird. Like you look at the reception numbers. I just haven't trusted him fully. So I think the Bears are in a prime position here to kind of steal a road win. So give me the Bears and the covering. Des?
I really want to pick the Vikings here. I really do because I do believe in their defense. I believe in their home field advantage. But JJ McCarthy just has not shown up this year
Mhm.
enough for me to trust him in this game. And the Bears, as much as I don't like Caleb Williams, the Bears have been showing up consistently on
Mhm.
offense recently. So it's kind of hard to pick against them right now. Bears, yeah.
Siege.
Uh,
Bars.
gonna jump on either one's good. Either one's good. I'm gonna jump on the train with you guys. I got the Bears on this one. Don't trust JJ McCarthy at all.
No.
And
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, it's gonna be maybe this is the game he shows out since week one, but so far I have really not been impressed with Jay,
please,
especially with the offensive weapons that he has. Especially, he's pissing me off because I have T.J. Hawkinson in my dynasty league, and I haven't been able to start him for like half the
Mm.
year.
I can imagine.
Sam Darnold's doing it with one target.
Well, that's true. He has two now. Once Shaheed gets things clicking, he does
Yeah,
too. So
Shaheed's there.
watch
He had
out.
like a couple. He actually Shaheed covered. Shaheed covered.
Yeah.
So
But yeah, no, I mean, yeah, Sam Darnold's doing with one target. I mean, that target's playing unreal. But again, they got him weapons. Moving along, probably the red zone game of the of the week, if you will, just because of how
the
both teams are
Desmond
playing.
Bowl.
The Desmond Bowl, his favorite team, the Carolina Panthers, on the road at the Atlanta Falcons. Um,
yo, what the
coming off
fuck?
the Falcons coming off a bad loss. And me and Alex talked a little bit briefly. We have no idea what the hell this Falcons team is. And this game might prove continue. We'll never know. This game's probably going to be weird. It's a bizarre world. Desmond, I'll start off with you. Who do you got between the Panthers and the Falcons?
Man, I really want to pick the Falcons. I said the same
I
thing
do.
last week where I was like, I really
Yeah.
want to pick the Falcons, but I just don't think they can do it. It's the same thing again. Picking the Panthers makes me feel gross.
Yeah.
But
Agreed.
I'm gonna do it anyway because I think the Falcons just keep finding different ways to lose, man. They're my biggest disappointment of the season for me so far.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
with it.
I agree. I'll go with you. I'm gonna go with the Panthers. Just because I want the trend to be that they're almost as good as the Kansas City Chiefs, and I want them to continue going. So give me the Panthers getting the win, and the Falcons just continue to disappoint us, even though despite all the offensive talent they have, the
Yeah.
fact that they just can't get out of their own way.
Yeah.
I think Morris is going to be on the hot seat because this team, similar to Giants, have all the talent in the world offensively to be better than the record says, and they keep finding ways to lose. CJ, what do you have, and what do you want to say?
Um, Coming for the Falcons again. You gotta understand. You gotta understand that while they are playing, coming off of bad losses, Michael, I can't say the word right now because but you can replace the X in your mind. He's playing
Thanks.
out of he's here we go. There we go. Yeah, he's playing out of pocket right now. So we got to give him that sometimes. And I think that Drake London is going to have a big game. I think Kyle Pitts finally has that Kyle Pitts X game that we've been waiting for him to have. I think the defense is not going to be show out crazy, but I think they're going to hold out this team, this Carolina team. But the Carolina defense is not something to scoff at either. So but I don't think this is going to be a crazy game, but I think it's going to be one of those high yardage, low scoring games.
Okay, Alex.
I got almost the opposite. I got Carolina winning a blowout, but it's gonna be a low scoring affair. I got something like a 20-3 type of game.
Hmm.
Whenever Carolina and or Atlanta get into these divisional games with one another, one of them lays an egg. You're almost guaranteed that one's gonna lay an egg. And we're talking about expectations. Beginning of the year, Atlanta was the team that let us down the most. Carolina was the team that got my hopes up the most, and now is letting me down the most. So I hate both teams to death. I'm with you guys. Like Desmond, it makes me sick to pick Carolina, but I have Carolina damn near pitching almost a shutout, 20-3.
Y'all gonna regret that.
We shall
I
see.
regret whatever I pick with these teams in the NFC South. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. It's playing
I don't even
roulette,
like the
man. It really
NFC.
does. It does matter.
For real.
Moving along, we probably have one of the best 4 o'clock windows of the year. So kicking us off, we got the Seattle Seahawks on the road against the LA Rams.
Ooh.
Both teams this podcast has spoken glowingly about. Rams open up at -3 as the favorite, over under 48.5, -180 on the money line. Desmond, I'll have you kick us off
Woo-wee.
for this tough matchup. Who you got?
I got the Seahawks here. I like them to go down to LA, and I think they're going to run the ball a lot with Charbonnet, with Walker, and probably try to limit the amount of time that Rams offense is on the
Yep.
field, so they don't really have to deal with it as much. So yeah, give me Seahawks here. I like them here.
Don't hate it. Alex?
Damn, I wish it wouldn't go to me.
Put it on the spot.
I'm similar to Desmond. I love Seattle here on the road. They got 2 games to play each other for the remainder of the year, but I think this is the one where they go on the road and take the game. Rams are riding high off that San Francisco win. Stafford feels good. I just think that in this matchup, Seattle's a better team. It's just that kind of plain and simple. I think that, fast forward a month from now, Rams win out there, but I think for the Sunday, Seattle gets the better of them.
Yeah, I don't hate that. But and I love the Seahawks, and they've been good to me this year. But in this one, I'm going to go with the Rams. Until Matt Stafford gets cooled down, I think just any game, he is just on a roll right now, and it's going to be interesting to see if Seattle can slow him down, and slow down his offense. I don't hate your guys' points, but right now, until a team can prove it out, and it could be the Seattle team, we'll see. I'm just going to roll with the Rams here and them covering. I think it's going to be a fun and hopefully a shootout and a fun, exciting game in the 4 o'clock window. But I think the Rams are just going to continue their hot streak and get the dub here. CJ, I'll go to you. Who do you got?
Teams have been throwing to Tariq Woolen this year, and he's been showing that he's like can hold his own. He was pretty much like not like a complete liability, but there were times where it was like 50-50. Like you could probably get it on him. This year he's doing pretty damn good. It's safe to say that I want to see if he can stop Puka, but at the end of the day, I also want to see if he can stop Devontae. But I'm with you on this, AY. I'm going with the Rams, and I'm going with the spread on that one.
Yeah, and like I said, hopefully, again, this 4 o'clock window is going to be pretty exciting. Hopefully, that's the game we're all kind of locked in on because it's so much fun. Moving along, another game that's going to have some stipulation in it. It's the 49ers on the road at Arizona. Jacoby Brissett, full-time starter here for this Cardinals team. 49ers are banged up, but they're in a good spot here. They're favorited -3 over under 48.5, -162 on the money line. CJ, I'll start off with you first. Who do you got between the 49ers and the Cardinals?
I got the Cardinals taking this. I got Jacoby Brissett like just barely edging these guys out. I kind of I don't know if they played already this year.
They did.
They did, yeah.
They did, right?
Yep.
And
Yeah.
the 49ers took that one, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think McCaffrey had a great game. I think it's a tough game for them. They did this last year too. I think that the Cardinals get the better half of them this time. I think Jacoby Brissett's been playing pretty good, and he's just gonna keep going on that way.
Yeah, I don't hate it. I'm going to go with the 49ers here. I'm just going to say, just for everyone's awareness, Marvin Harrison just was announced he had, I think, appendicitis
Yeah,
surgery,
he's
or I think
out.
so he's out this week and for the future. So it is going to be interesting to see Jacoby Brissett without Marvin Harrison because we've talked about it recently how they've looked pretty like in sync, Jacoby and Marvin Harrison. But give me the 49ers here. They're just the team that backs its wall no matter what. They're coming off a loss. They've proven to get wins. I think this is a spot for them that they can bounce back. So give me the 49ers I'm covering. Alex, I'll go to you.
I'm similar to Bars here. I like Arizona. I think that they're kind of playing with nothing to lose, and I think Brissett is a seasoned vet where he's going to step in and take advantage of a good opportunity. I think Shanahan's really done as much as he can coaching this team with these injuries, but I just like them at home taking care of business. So
Desmond.
Division games are tough, man. The last time these guys plays, it was 16-15. So I mean, like, this is not going to be.
Yeah.
It's not exactly going to be
Barn burner.
highlight TV
Barn burner,
here,
yeah.
but no, I like the Cardinals. That's actually my favorite upset of the week. I think the Cardinals are actually going to pull this one out. Playing at home, I don't think they're as bad as they've shown the last couple of games. I like the Cardinals.
Yeah. Don't hate it at all. Speaking of divisional matchups, we talked about this team earlier in the podcast. It's the Ravens on the road at Cleveland. This is a big game for the Baltimore Ravens. They can put themselves solidly back in contention in their division. They are opening up at -7.5 favorites on the road. -425 on the money line, 39.5 over under. CJ, you have your hand raised.
Yeah.
Do you think the Ravens are bouncing back here and they're going to put a scare in your Pittsburgh Steelers?
Because of the divisional factor of this game, it's hard to determine it because I like the spread. I really do.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, it's like shit. Like you said earlier, like when in the divisional games, Alex, somebody's gonna lay an egg probably. And it's either Miles Garrett and the defense go crazy and have sack lunches on Lamar Jackson, make this a tough game, and Fannin goes off and Jerry Judy has a monster game, or Zay Flowers, Lamar Jackson, Mark Andrews, and King Henry walk all over these guys, and it's just the Ravens looking like they're about to take the division. Like it's pretty much what it is. Like I don't know who to pick on this because, like I said, I like the spread if the Ravens are in that mode. And then I kind of want them to get beat up, but I'm trying to keep my bias out of it and choose clearly. But it's a divisional matchup and it's going to be tough. So I want to say it's going to be a shootout, but it's hard.
Uh,
Did you pick
I'll
somebody
go.
there?
Yeah, did you pick
No, I
anybody?
didn't. I did it, yo. I'm
You got to
telling you.
pick somebody. Flip a coin if you have
Flip a
to.
coin. Who do you got? Who do you got?
Front freaking door. All right, all right, all right, all right. I got the Browns.
Okay.
All right.
Coin for the win.
All right. Uh, I'll go and then I'll bounce to you over Des. Um, I think this is going to be a weird game.
Yep.
I really do.
Trap.
And
Yeah.
it's a trap game for Baltimore
Say
in a
that
way,
shit.
even though
Big
they've been
time.
1-5
It
to
is,
start the year. So the fact they were saying that this is a trap game for Baltimore, but I think because of the implications of this game, I think Baltimore is going to win outright. But I think Cleveland can cover here. Even though Dylan Gabriel has not impressed me, I don't know when Shador is finally going to hit the field. That's going to be an interesting moment. I
I'm
feel the
waiting for
Ravens are
that.
going to win. I'm going to go with the Ravens here, just because I think this is like every game is a playoff for them. They have the motivation, and I just don't trust Dylan Gabriel to get the ball down the field enough. So I'm going to go Ravens here. But I think I think it's going to be a weird game where like it's going to be like a 3 point game or like a weird fight. Like I just don't think the Ravens are covering here. Alex, I'll go to you. Who do you have?
I'll do you one better. I love Cleveland covering the spread, and I love the under here. I think this is a 12-9, 12-10 type of game. Um, I think that, yes, they're on the climb back. Baltimore, they've looked impressive against cupcake teams, but these divisional games are not cupcakes, and I think that Cleveland will hang in as long as they can, even with Dylan Gabriel's limitations. So I expect them to lean on this defense, run it down their throat, and I think Ravens will prevail by a field goal, but I'm taking Cleveland to cover, and I got the Ravens winning.
All right, Des.
Four of the next five games for the Ravens are division games. I feel like they're about to have a lot of ugly football in here.
Mm-hmm.
Baltimore, 17-16. Miles Garrett gets 5 sacks.
I'm with you. I'm with you, dude.
I don't hate that. Player prop. If there's I don't know what I didn't look deep into the game. I don't know the player prop in for Miles Garrett sacks, but Desmond there, 5 sacks.
Take the over.
Take the
Whatever it
over.
is, take the over.
Take the over. Again, last of the 425s, which again I said this window's insane. We got the Chiefs on the road at Denver. The Chiefs are 3.5 favorites right now, over under 43.5, minus 205. I'll kick us off. Give me the Chiefs. Give me the points. The reason is because I don't trust this Denver offense right now. They're way too inconsistent for my liking. They're way up and down. That defense is great, and I think they're gonna have Mahomes in check and all that at times. But I just you put 10 points up on the Raiders. No offense, Alex. But the fact that this offense is just not clicking, other than the 30-point bonanza they did on the Giants in the fourth quarter, which drives me freaking insane. Thanks, Shane Bowen. But they've been too inconsistent for me. I don't know what Bo next is. Again, this is sophomore slump, up and downs, all that. But right now, Chiefs need a big win here. This is a prime spot for them. Give me the Chiefs. Give me the points. Desmond, I'll go to you.
I forget exactly what the stat is, but it's well known that Andy Reid's record off the bye is absolutely insane.
Hmm.
I think the Broncos are a little overrated. I think they've actually like eked out quite a few of these victories so far. I like the Chiefs here. Yeah, Chiefs by a field goal.
Yeah. CJ.
I'm with you on this. AY. Um, and I'm with you with this too, Des. I just don't agree with the field goal. Maybe two field goals, but like I definitely feel like they're gonna heat check the Broncos because it's like the Broncos have been kind of like you said, squeaking by,
Yeah.
and while their defense has been carrying the fuck out of them, like multiple six sack games. Yeah, that's like, yeah, let's not go into it. The fact is, I got the Chiefs taking this right now. Don't trust the Broncos at all. Their defense is not looking like the defense from last year as far as the secondary, but that front line is monstrous this year, so I'm not gonna lie about it. But yeah, I got the Chiefs.
All right. Alex.
At least it's like at least 7. So I got it.
Alex.
Yeah, I agree with Desmond. You can't off betting against Reed off the bye is undefeated. So I think that KC will take care of business. I don't think it'll be a high scoring game. I love the under here. I'm expecting a 24-10 type of game.
He's undefeated off the bye.
Not
No,
just like
undefeated, but like
no,
he
not
almost never
undefeated.
loses off
flat
the
on
bat.
Oh,
words, but he like almost his
Yeah.
record's
scared the
stupid.
fuck out of me.
I'm just
His-
saying, like
yeah.
public perception, he pretty much shows up and shows
That'd
out.
probably be like the
Yeah.
greatest NFL stat of all time if Andy
Yeah, it
Reid
would.
at this rate was still undefeated. Yeah,
Andy
off the
Reid's
bye.
off the bye record is kind of like Mike Tomlin's like
9-8
Thursday
record. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thursday night record. Atrocious. Like
Okay,
I
I have the
mean
record here. I have
Andy
the
Reid's
record
good
here.
though.
But
Andy
it's,
Reid is 22-4 off the
22
bye.
and 4
Woo!
off the bye.
Fucking
Yeah, I just brought it
way.
up.
it
22
might
and
as well
4.
be undefeated. Now, let's be real.
Might as well.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah. He
It's
was
Gino Auriemma
yeah.
shit.
It breaks
That
if
is
you
literally 28 straight seasons of just him cutting fucking ass
if you he was
off the
almost
bottom.
he was almost undefeated with the Eagles. It says breaks down 13-1 with the Eagles,
Yeah.
9-3 with the Chiefs.
That's crazy.
Insane.
Yeah.
Moving along, speaking of the Eagles, Sunday Night Football. This should be hopefully a hell of a game. We got the Lions at Philadelphia. The Eagles are favorites at -2.5, over under 46.5, 148 on the money line. Desmond, Eagles fan, what you got?
I'm probably more worried about this game than I have been any game this season. I feel like the Lions are like a sleeping giant, man.
Yeah.
First of all, like I always say every week, you can't get me to pick against the Eagles. I'm not going to do it. But the Lions, I feel like I keep giving them so much praise because I really feel like they are the team in the NFC that scares me the most, like more than anybody else, more than the Seahawks, more than the Lions, more than the Rams. I mean, more than the Buccaneers. Um, I expect this game to be like field goal or less type of a game when it gets down to the end here.
I'll go. Give
What'd
me
you
the
pick?
Lions. He's going Eagles. He never picks against the Eagles.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, no, I always pick the Eagles.
Okay.
He always picks
Always.
Eagles. Give me the Lions +2.5. Just because, again, I think they're a sleeping giant here. They woke up offensively last week with Campbell calling the shots. And every time I bet against the Lions, they screw me over. So I'm gonna go with the Lions here. I trust them +2.5. Again, and the Eagles defense looked really good last week. Give me that. But again, I just have some concerns on the offensive line. I think early on the Lions can be pretty aggressive, and I think that could set the tone. Alex, I'll go with you. Who do you have? Lions, Eagles.
I got the Lions outright. I agree with Desmond that this team is very threatening. They're kind of a sleeping giant, staying out of the conversation because they're not sexy like Tampa and the Rams, but they're just as good as everybody else. They're going to be there at the end of the year, and I like the Lions winning outright here.
Awesome. CJ, who do you got? Lions, Eagles.
I got the Lions on this one. But I will shout out to Desmond. It's something about us Pennsylvania sports fans. We don't bet against our team.
Nope,
We
never.
don't ask us to do it. We won't do
Nope.
it. We
Ain't
will
doing
tell
it.
you the pros and cons of that matchup, but we will not bet against our team. Do not ask us to do it on any given Sunday. All right, on
Please do it.
Tuesday, Thursday, or Wednesday, Friday. I don't care. Any day of the week, don't ask us to do it. But I got the Lions on this one. I think that this is going to be a really good game to test that new that Phillips acquisition. But it's also going to be a test for that offensive line. So we'll see what's up.
We'll see. I don't. Again, I didn't deep dive. So Aiden Hudson, I believe playing.
And
little
and
sacks.
and let's see what this new Dan Campbell offense looks like from the start of the game.
Yeah, that too. We'll see what they have scripted up early. I think that could set the tone. I think we'll see. Again, I said I think Lions defense early can set the tone, but it's also going to see how aggressive Campbell is early on the offensive side. We've seen him get aggressive early at random times. So with that, we'll move to Monday night, which is usually watching John Oliver with my wife before this starts. I might just watch something else after I finish watching John Oliver. It's the Dallas Cowboys at the Vegas Raiders. My God, what a stinker of a Monday night.
Hey,
Even I'm
hold
saying
on.
that
Let's be
shit.
nice here. We got a Raiders fan in the
We got a
house.
Raiders fan, but
Who
you
we
know,
being
I'm gonna
nice
go
to?
to I'm
I
gonna
was
go to
being
him
nice to the
first.
Raiders fan. I was.
I'm gonna
I've
go to
never-
him first, but
Raiders fan.
my
never-
God, I don't want to tune into this. I'm sorry,
I've never rooted harder for ESPN to not make amends with YouTube TV.
Yeah. Again, I don't like the YouTube TV screw me over, so maybe I'm just lucky because I've been finding other ways to get into the game and watch it, use my friends, all this other stuff. Maybe I'm just lucky I won't have ESPN this week. I could just
Yeah,
hard avoid this.
you might be
But
lucky.
Alex, Raiders fan, we had our heart to hearts about both our
Yeah.
teams earlier on the podcast. Who do you got in this one?
Well, we took a dump last Thursday. We might do it again. My girl's a Cowboys fan. I still love her despite that. But we're probably going to hit a bar and pretend to watch the game. And I'm hoping that my boys cover. I'm sure they won't. So I think Dallas is going to win by at least a touchdown here, unfortunately.
All right. Desmond?
I'm gonna pick the Raiders.
Ooh. All
Yeah,
right.
baby.
I'm gonna pick the Raiders.
Okay.
There's no logic behind this one, other than the fact that
You are correct.
I can't give you a good reason for it. I just something about the Cowboys just smells to me like they just want to have another terrible season. There's no good reason for it. Them losing the Cardinals, like I can't shake that out of my mind watching how they did that. 'Cause I couldn't believe they did that. I think the slide continues.
No, CJ, who you got?
Desmond, I'm with you this time. I'm with you this time, bro. I'm with you this time, G. Not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. And I will say that it's verbatim. There is no logical explanation for this. I can't give you an iota of like a microcosm. Like I couldn't find a piece of thought in my mind that could be like, yo, you know what? I'm gonna put money on the Raiders game. But I will I will tell you this. I think that the cowgirls just love to lay eggs. I'm not talking about the cheerleaders. So if that tells you anything.
You know what? Just for fun and just for maybe the future real, give me the Raiders. Let's do it. Give me the
I'm the
Raiders
only one
beating
picking
the
against the
Cowboys.
Cowboys. Are you serious?
Yo, if you learn something from us PA fans, don't bet against your team.
Never pick against your team. Never do it.
Let's see. The Raiders
All
have to
right.
get out of the slump at some point. This Cowboys team's up and down. Their defense is trash. Their offense looks great. 1 week looks trash. You know what? Screw it. Let's go. Raiders.
I'm also
Give me
an
the
Eagles
covering.
fan. I like watching the Cowboys lose.
I do. I mean, as a Giants fan, I do what I tried. And again, I tried to do reverse
Yeah.
psychology with the Giants 49ers and saying the 49ers are going to win. And I regret that because, again, the 49ers just steamrolled my team anyway. So I'm just going to go with my team. I'm going to go with all of you guys' logic. Just go with your teams. It's more fun that way. So with that, we'll wrap this edition of the Yards After the Catch podcast. Alex, thank you for joining me the whole way. Desmond, Barr, CJ, again, thank you for joining midway through. We had a great time with you guys as always.
Yes.
Make sure you guys like and subscribe on our YouTube, on our TikTok, on our IG. We're dropping reels on IG that are doing great. Keep that interaction with us. We really, really appreciate it. Again, looking forward to another exciting week of NFL football, and we'll react next week on another edition of Yards After the Catch. See you guys then.
Peace.
Peace.